Survivor Series 1988. It happened on November 24th. It's our second Survivor Series, another year where it's on Thanksgiving. We're in the Richfield Township, Ohio, the Richfield Coliseum. I feel like I see a trend here of all of our pay-per-views. You're either in Ohio, California, or Madison Square Garden. It's kind of like their big four arenas or something. But we start off this Survivor Series unlike any other pay-per-view that we've had. There was no cool flashy intro. Nothing really fun. All we got was Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura back to be commentators. Jesse doesn't have to be, the guest referee of the main event anymore, so he's gonna be back on commentary the whole night, even though he should have been at WrestleMania 4, but we can get past it. But yeah.
I have some notes from last week's from listening to it back.
Okay.
First off, in the corrections department here, you asked, didn't Hercules face like Ultimate Warrior or something last show? And I was like, no, he wrestled someone else. I was wrong. Yeah, he did face the Ultimate Warrior. And did Cody Rhodes do a Ghetto Blaster on SmackDown last week?
All right. I thought you said you did a Ghetto Blaster.
I did a Ghetto Blaster, but did Cody Rhodes, because we were saying that WWE's listening to us, and I was like, maybe Cody's going to do the Ghetto Blaster.
Oh, I did not watch SmackDown on Friday, but I got to rewatch all the Cody parts. I did watch your match. We were talking about it before.
Thank you, man.
I watched both your spots. What I do is sorry, Pro South, but one of my best friends is a wrestler there, so I skipped to him. All I do is I hover over the bar, and once I see you, I stop, and I get your 20 minutes, and then after your match, I continue, and if I see you again, then I stop, but if I don't, I don't.
All right, so you saw the Ghetto Blasters.
Yeah, I always like the video, too, so I'm trying to help out where I can.
Hey, buddy. Any support is good support.
Heck yeah, I love it. Did you see Jesse was dressed up as a pilgrim?
Yeah, I even noted that. I even noted it. I'm just so happy to see them both together again.
And they did not disappoint at all.
Fuck no. If anything, they carried and saved me.
Dude, what is so bad is, like, I hate that they will not. Like, I know now, Michael Cole is fantastic. He is great. Imagine if we had Michael Cole and Jesse Ventura right now.
I love this era's Michael Cole, because they're trying to like do this. Hey, we're a little edgier. We're not so PG anymore. We're trying to lean a little back more towards what it was like in the Attitude Era. Sorry. So in turn, Michael Cole is like, "Stop the match! Holy shit! It's CM Punk! What the hell are you doing, CM Punk? You're gonna kill the damn man! Damn it!" Like, that's Michael Cole in his higher pay-per-view now. It's hilarious. It's awesome.
I watched that Raw today. Some exciting news. We're gonna get Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, of course, at SummerSlam, with Seth Rollins being the guest referee.
Okay. All right. This looks a little bit like don't worry about it.
Also, the stipulation is if they have an altercation before the match, then that person will be suspended indefinitely. So none of them can hit each other. All
right. So they're putting a new age twist on a lot of tropes. That's cool.
Yeah. Because I think I missed it because I missed the first 10 minutes of Raw, but I think Gunther he jumped Damian Priest, and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, they jump each other in the back every week. So, but
I think Gunther's winning the belt. I 100% think Gunther's winning the world title.
I love Gunther, and I hope he holds it for 9 years. He is awesome.
I wish he'd beat Cody for it. Honestly, I wish he beat Cody for his belt.
I wouldn't be mad if they want to book that at WrestleMania 41. Book it. I love Gunther. He's awesome. I want Jey Uso to win a belt so bad as well.
Someone told me that they predicted he'd win the Rumble this year. Personally, I'm kind of thinking it should be Solo, but Jey'd be cool. But I'm kind of like going out there on the Solo thing because at first I was like, maybe Solo wins Money in the Bank, but then by the time we got to Money in the Bank, I was like, he's too big for Money in the Bank. Solo should win the Rumble.
You
I'm
think
probably wrong.
so? What if they let Cody be the first ever Triple Pete?
Yeah, he'd have to lose the belt first though.
Could he? Yeah, I guess so. I don't think they let any champion be in it last year. So, like any
Well,
top
they've done
champion.
this. They did it one time where they forced Roman to enter number one when he was champion, and the Rumble itself was for the title.
Oh, and did he win that one?
No,
Oh, who won it?
and
Probably Brock Lesnar.
Triple H.
Triple H.
Yeah, because it led to my least favorite WrestleMania of all time.
Triple H versus Roman Reigns.
Just WrestleMania 32 in general, I really hated. I actually strongly dislike that general time period. I kind of dread getting there. It's like 10 years down the line.
But yeah, so we basically go into our first match. It's the same rules as the first Survivor Series, which
Yeah,
you get pinned,
nothing's changed.
disqualified, or referee's discretion, then you're eliminated. So team one, we have co-captains Brutus the Barber Beefcake
Yeah.
and his also co-captain, the Ultimate Warrior.
All right.
Because they wanted co-captains for some reason. And
Yeah, this was so weird that this
I
was the
don't get the
gimmick they chose this
co-captains
year.
either. Yeah, at all.
I guess they just wanted to have a different gimmick to it than last year because last year it's just like, oh, teams of five, strive to survive. Who's the captain? And they're four people. And this year it's like, well, what do we do that's different other than not have a women's match? They're like, well, maybe co-captains because the main event is two tag teams that are captaining their team, so you may as well do that with the other two or the other four matches. I guess 3 matches, even though I'm pretty sure Powers of Pain and Demolition were their only teams. They weren't like co-captain with some other team, but even that's 2 people.
Also, I'm pretty sure we're going on 3 pay-per-views in a row where we have no female matches at all.
Yeah,
We
get used to that. I'd imagine.
Yeah, WrestleMania 4 didn't have any, SummerSlam didn't have any, and now Survivor Series didn't have any, which is weird because Survivor Series last year we literally saw a tag team women's match. So, but it's
Yeah,
whatever. Whatever. I pray that the Jumping Bomb Angels are still champions, but who
I
who
I
knows?
don't remember. I feel like they might be, but they're gonna drop them to the what were their names? The fucking Golden Girls or some shit, the Glamour Girls, and then they'll just like
Same age probably as the
silently
Golden Girls.
deactivate them. Probably.
Yeah. But they're partners for Team Brutus and Ultimate Warrior. We had the
Okay.
Blue Laser.
Do you know who the Blue Blazer is?
Who is the Blue Blazer?
The Blue Blazer is Owen Hart.
Wait, he wrestled twice?
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. I don't know. Oh, I was thinking Jim Hart.
Oh man,
Uh,
listen. Just wait until you get to see Owen Hart, man. Owen Hart was great.
is Owen Hart like cousin?
He's a brother. He's Brett's brother.
Oh, okay. Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah. He's the one that tragically died in the fall from the ceiling in '99.
Oh, where he's ziplining in, right?
That was like the plan or something, but then he like fell from the thing because it wasn't even his match that it happened during, or the match he was supposed to do it during, or something like that. I didn't see that show live, and there's no fucking way
No, I don't want to watch it at all.
you're
Yeah.
finding that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Blue Blazer, Sam Houston, he's back.
Cool. Sure. Yeah. Sure.
And shocker, the killer bees are no more.
I guess
We just have solo jumping Jim Brunzell.
he's still jumping though.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, no one's happier that the killer bees aren't together than me. So, and they are facing off against co-captain Honky Tonk Man
All right.
and surprise co-captain Outlaw Ron Bass.
My fucking hero.
And their partners are Danny Davis
Okay.
for some reason, Bad News Brown,
My other hero.
Oh, mine too, bro. This guy's on everything now. And Greg the Hammer Valentine. So, you got any
I
pre-match
also love
pre-match
Greg Valentine.
predictions?
Uh, well, one team has the Ultimate Warrior, so
Yeah, IC champion. Yeah, but one team has the Honky Tonk Man, Shake, Rattle, and Roll Master.
did Danny Davis look significantly older than before?
Yeah, he looks like he's like let himself go. Uh, he's still wearing that awful zebra referee turned wrestler outfit.
Yeah,
You got to
he's
switch it
still
up.
riding that. He's still riding the wrestling referee thing. Whereas like, come on, man, some other people have changed gimmicks around. Maybe not in this match. Jim Brunzelli's not a B anymore.
There's a
Actually,
pro-
everyone's pretty much been doing the same thing. Everyone in this match has pretty much been doing the same thing they've always been doing,
there's a
except
problem.
Brutus Beefcake.
There's a problem with I want to say. Actually, I lost my train of thought. I think it was something about Danny Davis. But I mean, I could talk how bad I hate Danny Davis for hours
Well,
and
not
hours
too
and
long,
hours. Yeah, I
because
guess you're right. Some pre-match notes I wrote down. We need a honky tonk win, bad, bad. I need one so bad. After
yeah, you're not getting it
SummerSlam,
today.
uh, I need one so bad. Wait, he lost at SummerSlam, right? Not WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, yeah, it was the last show.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think
Uh,
WrestleMania 4, he just got disqualified, and then Brutus Beefcake cut Jimmy's hair
yeah, yeah, because Brutus was chasing him around
with
with the
fucking hedge clippers.
hedge
Yeah,
trimmers. Yeah,
yeah.
fucking wild for no reason. But yeah. So I'll start out the match a little bit. Brutus and Greg the Hammer open up with each other.
That's the
Uh,
dream team, man. That's former partners right there.
yeah. One thing I always wish they would do. I wish that captains would lead by example.
And start
Uh,
the match.
yeah, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to see Honky Tonk Man versus Ultimate Warrior until we get down to like two people. So I
And
understand that
neither does
too.
Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, that's true.
You would
Um,
think that the babyface captain would at least want to start, but I mean, who started it? It was like, well, they do, right? Because
yeah, it
Brutus
was
Beefcake, yeah.
yeah, and Greg the
Okay,
Hammer.
that's
Yeah, they
fine.
dropped out
Yeah,
or they started out.
yeah,
It went by very quick until we got our first elimination. I think what it
yeah.
was like 30 seconds in.
It was a minute and 18.
So basically, what happens is, yeah, Brutus and Greg are together, and then Beefcake tags in Danny Davis. I'm pretty sure he runs to the ropes, tries to do like a bounce back, where you're running. Or you could probably explain it better. But Beefcake, he gets him and he puts him in a sleeper hold, and Danny Davis is the first one eliminated in a minute and
Yep.
18 seconds.
Yes, that's what happened. Bye, Danny Davis.
Yep. See
Bye.
you later.
You came as fast, or you went as fast as you came.
Yeah, I mean, all is right in the world now. We can have a good match. Danny Davis is out, so he's not going to bore anyone to sleep with his terrible wrestling.
No, it just himself.
uh, yeah. Did you have anything else about the opener before we continue?
No, not really.
Gotcha. So yeah, then we had Greg. Greg and Brutus were back in together. Sorry, I keep getting Greg and Brutus mixed up. Yeah, so Greg kept trying
They
to set up
sound so
the
similar.
yeah, he kept trying to set up the figure four leg lock. Do they always, or does every other like older guy in this generation, the figure four is just their go-to?
It does seem to be that way, but Greg's doing it a little different. Did you notice he's wearing the shin guard,
Uh-huh.
and every time before he goes for the figure four, he spins it around to where like it'll be right against their leg whenever he does it to make the figure four hurt more.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a pretty cool thing. Although he hasn't been doing that in the other like 6 or 7 matches that we've seen him in. So I don't know why just now in '88 was like, I got an idea to make this figure four hurt more.
Have you ever been in a submission that you actually like it was actual pain to you?
I mean, most of them, if they really apply pressure, will hurt. So yeah, And part of like in training too, that they don't really just go soft on you. Like they'll put you in holes and hold you in that shit to show you like here's why it fucking hurts and here's what makes it believable, but also here's how to get out of it. So like yeah, you'll know what they feel like when you go through wrestling training for sure. Like submissions hurt.
That's rough. Have you ever heard of like two people getting in an altercation in the locker room? Like, dude, that actually hurt really bad. Like, has anything ever happened like that?
I haven't been there for an actual fight, but I mean, they happen, like shit like that happens a lot,
Yeah.
especially like in the lower level indies where everyone's not as professionally behaved.
Yeah, and everyone's just trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah, it's really dog eat dog at times for no fucking reason.
You made my TikTok look bad. uh, but yeah, so next next ending to the next elimination, we have Bad News Brown. He's squaring off with Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. He hits him with a clothesline and a body slam, and then Bad News Brown hits him with the Ghetto Blaster. Your new signature move, Cameron.
Yeah, I guess.
You hit it from behind the person, right?
Yeah, so does he.
Okay, I'm just making sure I
His looked way better because I'm a fucking
yeah, and
local
your
indie guy.
commentator
But
called it the Insigurian. I was like,
yeah,
it's actually
yeah.
the Ghetto Blaster, dog.
I know. I went to him afterwards, like, dude, I did a ghetto blaster. I did not do an enziguri.
Yeah, please mark that in your notes for next time.
Yeah, please put that in the notes. Hey, so jumping Jim Brunzell when he goes out here at 5 minutes and 12 seconds. By the way, this dude was in a tag team where their main gimmick was they put on a mask and cheated, even though they were baby faces. At some point, he's getting his ass beat by Bad News Brown, and he reaches up and tries to rake his eyes. Jim Brunzell is the worst babyface ever. That's all I got. I just wanted to be mean.
No, hey, I agree. Whenever there's a Brunzell hate, I'm always there for you. Uh, but after Jim Brunzell is out, we have Sam Houston. And here's the thing about Sam Houston in this sequence.
Okay.
Every time Sam Houston tried to get an advantage on Bad News Brown or when Valentine, because this next sequence is basically just Greg the Hammer and Bad News Brown. The commentator's gorilla, he kept being like, he kept saying like, oh, he doesn't have the weight. He doesn't have the weight. He can't pin him. I don't know why he keeps doing that. He doesn't have the weight to do it. And I just thought that was like very weird. Like I get it. Like Greg the Hammer is way bigger than him, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, Sam Houston's like running around. He's knocking him on his ass, like he's trying to pin him, but then it's like, that's the weight. He's just not big enough.
Yeah.
Blah blah
Too
blah.
fucking small, you vanilla midget bitch. They hate these people, bro. They hate these fucking small people. The dumbest thing you can do in WWE is be smaller than someone else.
Also, Gorilla pointed out that it will be a two ref night, one on the outside, one on the inside.
I've been wanting to do this for ages.
So yeah, please put the emphasis on that. Also, I saw a lot of Ultimate Warrior talking on the apron.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior, I'm pretty sure cannot sit still.
Drugs.
The rocket fuel was
Yeah.
loaded up from
Oh,
planet
it was
parts
loaded
unknown, and
up. He was loaded up with
oh,
rocket fuel.
oh yeah. I love the story they tell with Bad News Brown, and they literally tell it on commentary because they just keep saying like, "Oh, he doesn't go for tags." Yeah, because he doesn't tag with anybody. He's never been in a team. He doesn't really work well with others.
Yeah, he
So they
literally
tell
grew up
this
in
story the whole
Harlem.
time with him. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Bad News Brown for the almost 8 minutes he was involved in this match. I think he was the best 8 minutes of this match. Honestly, like Bad News Brown was really showcased well here, and he really played it well.
I could see that. Uh, I like seeing more of Ron Bass in this situation because, he did win that Battle Royal, and then he did win at SummerSlam as well, right?
Uh, well, he wasn't on SummerSlam. SummerSlam, we saw the footage of him beating the unmerciless shit out of Brutus Beefcake.
You're right.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'll never forget that, man. That happened.
you're wrong. That was Outlaw Ron Bass.
Oh wait, no, I thought that's what you said. My bad. I got confused.
Oh no, I was talking about Bad News Brown.
No, Bad News
Where
Brown beat Ken Patera. My
Ken
bad. I'm
Patera,
so confused,
yeah.
man. I
No,
got
you're
so
good.
confused. My bad.
You're good.
You
Uh
said Ron Bass, and I don't know.
oh my I probably did. I
I,
can't stop thinking about Ron Bass.
I have a funny note about Ron Bass.
What's up?
He definitely still looks like his name is Ron Bass, but I can also believe that this dude's name is Sam Houston.
Well, that's unfair because Ron Bass just like looks like any Texan that's ever been a
Yeah, that's what
Texan.
I'm saying, man. If you said Sam Houston and you put Ron Bass and Sam Houston next to each other, I'd be like, oh shit. What's the other one's name? Who's not Ron Bass or not Sam Houston? If you go Ron Bass, you're like, oh, that's Ron Bass. Okay, so the
It's,
smaller guy is Sam Houston.
I mean, they could literally
But if you
name Ron Bass Lone Star and be like, he looks
I,
like the most Lone Star I've ever seen.
if you did one of those channels where it's like we draw a wrestler based off his name alone, and they said Sam Houston, they might draw Ron Bass.
Yeah, no, okay. Deer Hunter Ron Bass.
Deer Hunter.
Bait Fisher Ron Bass.
Yeah,
He's kind of like Indiana Jones, but a Texan. Because he has that whip
kinda.
or whatever with him.
Yeah, and he murdered Brutus Beefcake instead of like hunting down like ancient treasures or whatever Indiana Jones does.
But the good thing about this is, so Greg is holding up. I'm pretty sure it was Sam Houston, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, so Greg's holding up Sam Houston, and at this time, Bad News Brown is no, Bad News Brown is holding up Sam Houston, and then all of a sudden Greg tries to, go off the ropes and hit Houston, but
Yeah,
accidentally makes
typical wrestling
contact
happens.
with Bad News Brown. And there is one person in this world that holds a grudge for the tiniest
Yeah.
things, and his name is Bad News Brown.
It did not sit well with him when he got hit on accident, dude. He said, "Fuck you, fuck all of you, fuck all of this. I'm
Yep.
out."
And he and what's funny is like they try to like separate him. All
Yeah.
the heels jump into the ring, and he's like, yeah, basically, nah, fuck this, I'm leaving. And he walks down the ramp and gets counted out in such heel fashion. There's that one where it was John Cena versus the Authority. Do you remember that one? And
Yeah,
Big
and Big
Show with
Show
him.
turned,
Yep,
yeah, and he
basically
just
the same
leaves.
thing.
Yeah, except it wasn't a heel hitting the heel back then, but like this was awesome. This was hilarious.
Mhm.
He took zero shit. Like the first time there was a miscommunication, he didn't even like try to be like, "Wait, what happened?" He just, "Fuck you, I'm out. Fuck yourself."
He doesn't get along with people, like you said earlier. He doesn't have a tag
Nah,
team. He
man.
doesn't understand.
Yeah,
He grew up in Harlem. He had to work. He had to work everything out on his own, and I mean,
I I do. I really appreciate that. If they were gonna keep bringing this up on commentary, that it paid off this way. They weren't just like, "Oh, look at Brad News Brown not tagging in anybody, not wanting to work together," while he's actively making tags and shit. Like, dude, in that fucking tag one, I got so sick of hearing about how people would only tag their partners when they are literally all mixed matched on the fucking apron. I'll get there. Oh my god, that fucking tag match. But like seeing them actually call something and tell a story with their commentary and watching it actually happen accurately in front of me as it's being described and play out was fucking awesome. Like if you had watched this show knowing nothing about Bad News Brown the entire time, when if hearing them say like he doesn't work well, he's not gonna want to tag in and out, you'd understand why this like you'd understand that about his character, and it would make sense for you to see this happen. You wouldn't just be like, "What the fuck? Why did?" They are explaining to you that this is going to happen. It's inevitable that Bad News Brown is not going to like one of his teammates.
hmm no, I mean, I
So
agree.
and then the rest of these fucking matches happen, bro.
So after Bad News Brown eliminates himself via countout, we have Sam Houston in the ring versus future WWF champion, hopefully Ron Bass.
Yeah,
Uh,
hopefully, man.
Bass essentially catches him and power slams him and Sam Houston is eliminated next.
Yeah,
Short-lived Sam Houston.
he did that patented power slam of some other fucking wrestler. There were so many repeated moves on this show. There were so many power slams, so many back body drops. Um, Ron Bass is probably one of like the manliest people I've ever seen. Like he's not, and I don't mean he's like jacked the fuck up or he's not even like out of shape. He's just big and he's just manly and he's just masculine. He's just a fucking burly man named Ron Bass.
He's actually the real American undercover.
He's like the true, like the real American, like the average looking American.
This
No,
is
he's the American countryman. That's what that is.
yeah. It's your dad's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, no, it's the fucking giant dude at the gas station your dad buys cigarettes at.
His favorite wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Outlaw Ron Bass.
He smokes menthol. But
Dude,
yeah,
they do this thing right after this where Warrior like picks up Blue
that was
Blazer.
my favorite part.
Yeah, well Ron Bass didn't give a shit because he kicked out at fucking one. Gorilla's like that guy, oh one. Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, so right after Sam Houston gets eliminated, Ultimate Warrior finally gets his moment in the match. He runs in, he starts beating the shit out of Honky Tonk, Ron Bass, and Greg, and then he gets Blue Blazer in. He gets him off the top of the rope, and literally it's like a headbutt, right?
Yeah.
And the timing on the headbutt, I know we spoke about it last week, but applause for anyone who does the headbutt because Jesus Christ, you're amazing.
Yeah. You can accept this appreciation for the slightly less remaining years you have now for the damage you've done to your skull and brain.
Uh, so
A
after
fair
that,
trade, I guess.
yeah, I mean CTE and your concussions you're gonna have for the rest of your
Yeah,
life. Yeah,
it's all right. You won't realize it when your brain finally does give out on you. We won't realize it.
and it's all mush. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll just be a big blur of confusion.
yeah. But
Probably, I don't know.
I'm gonna do like 50 first dates for all the people and just show them their highlight tape of all the time they headbutted people for no reason. So every morning they wake up and they forget where they
Yeah.
are, they're gonna see their highlights of what they did to not remember where they are.
You want to meet your daughter?
But after that, Greg the Hammer finally gets in, and he does the figure four uh,
Yes.
on Blue Blazer because Honky Tonk Man did push him off the top rope. And the Blue Blazer is the next one eliminated. Rest in
There we
peace,
go.
Owen Hart.
To the shin guard figure four.
And what's cool about right now is we're at a 3-2 standoff. We have three heels. We have Bass, Honky Tonk, and Greg versus Ultimate Warrior and Brutus Beefcake.
Correct.
Yep.
The two captains have to
Stay there. So next we have Brutus and Honky Tonk Man. They're just going at it, and they continue to fight for what feels like, I don't know, a minute or two, would you say?
Well, Blazer goes out at 12:29 and this happens at 15:45.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah,
about
a minute or two. Yeah.
yeah.
So basically what happens is they're just fighting each other. They fall out into the ring, and they're just
Oh, I wonder
continuing.
where this is going.
Yeah, they're just
I wonder where this is
continuing
going in
to
a Survivor Series match with people we don't want to be taking pinfalls.
beat
The referee's
shit.
counting, Landon. Do they hear it? Can they not hear the referee counting? As
Yeah.
professional wrestlers who have been champion and in the highest ranked like fucking wrestling organization in the world, do they not know what happens when you fight outside of the fucking ring?
Hey,
Do they not know?
Brutus is trying to make a statement. You know, he has Honky Tonk and a sleeper hold on the outside of the ring.
Oh man, he gets him. Yeah, totally got him. Yeah, got him.
Did you hear
Point
the count?
proven.
Did you hear the count?
Yeah, the ref's like 1, 2, 3,
1, 2. Yeah.
The referee also hates Survivor Series.
Yeah, I mean, there's two of them. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so Brutus and
Yeah,
Honky Tonk
yeah, we
Man
can knock
are.
out a whole half of the problem right now if we just get rid of these people.
I wonder how many refs they had back then. They could just intertwine and just be like, all right, we did the first two, next. You know what I mean? So they're not out there the whole time.
Yeah, I just
Uh,
wish they wouldn't keep going with double disqualification and double countout shit so often.
yeah, they're doing it, what, at least once or twice a pay per view now?
I mean, that does happen a good bit on the. Well, it happens a lot in like tournaments and then stuff like this, and I get it because you don't want that many people taking pins, but I don't want to see this many double countouts and double disqualifications. Like we're not even done with it. We got one coming in the next match.
And so now we're down to a 2v1. We have Ron Bass and Greg the Hammer versus the Ultimate Warrior. So
And the poor bastards, man, they're left alone in there with Ultimate Warrior. The poor bastards. They are fucked.
and, and listen, this next part goes
Yeah.
blink of an eye and you miss it.
Yeah, dude, those four people were holding Ultimate Warrior back.
He literally did the same move 30 seconds in between each other and won the match. So what happens is, we have Ron Bass and Ultimate Warrior in the ring. Warrior bounced off the ropes and then he hits Ron Bass with a double axe handle, and it's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
And
even if he's
then,
not the legal man.
yeah, and then literally 2 seconds later, the same thing happens to Greg Valentine, and then he wins. 1, 2, 3. It's over.
I can't believe he pinned Ron Bass and Greg Valentine both with running double axe handles.
Yeah,
But it's
back to
Ultimate
back.
Warrior. Yeah, and the 80s are fucking awesome when they are awesome. If I'm Ultimate Warrior, I'm having a conversation with Jim Brunzell, Sam Houston, Brutus Beefcake, and who's the other guy that was on his team?
Blue Blazer.
Blue Blazer. I'm having a sit down with these people and I'm saying, what the fuck were you doing? I carried that shit. I could
Ultimate
have done that
Warrior.
myself.
Ultimate Warrior is the first heel to make a comeback and win, right? I think
Well,
so.
he's not the heel.
I mean, face to make a comeback and win.
Yeah, he's the first babyface Soul Survivor because to this point, Andre's been the only Soul Survivor.
Oh yeah, because he beat Bam Bam. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And then let's see. So yeah, so what you think about the opener?
Uh, it's let's see. It was okay. It was way better paced than like most of last year's matches because there was mostly always something happening or at least about to happen. Not a lot of time felt like it was truly wasted. Nothing ever really dragged too much. Um, and I did like the way they built Warrior here. He basically once he came in, he just back cleaned up. You know, like he just kind of took care of the rest of it. Because the rocket from Planet Parts Unknown is strapped to the Ultimate Warrior's ass, and it is loaded with plenty of fuel. All in all, though, I did like the match. It wasn't too long. I think it's actually the shortest of the night, which will in fact help it out a lot here. It will make it a lot better than.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the worst match of the night.
No, we'll talk about that one next.
And what's crazy is like they're kind of doing the same storyline of the build up between like Macho Man's build up and the Ultimate Warrior's build up, where he wins the IC title. And then I feel like what's next for like the Ultimate Warrior is, maybe not in 80 or definitely not in 88 because it's the last thing in 88, but definitely late 90 or 89, maybe early 90s, he wins that WWF championship. So I could seriously see that happening pretty soon.
Who are we talking about now? I'm sorry.
The Ultimate Warrior, he's having kind of the same build
Oh,
up where he's
so you
the
think in the early
coolest.
'90s he's gonna win the title? Is that
Yeah,
what you're predicting?
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking it's
I
same
mean,
as Macho Man because he's having that cool like, okay, when Ultimate Warrior is in this match, he's one of the top 3 wrestlers in it. and he has
Okay.
that aura about him right now where he's a face, whereas when Macho Man was the IC champion, he was a villain, but he still kicked everyone's ass and he was the number one guy in every match.
That's airtight logic right there for sure.
So,
I have some a note coming out of this match here. So Danny Davis would return to refereeing in 1989 on a
whew,
probationary basis.
thank God.
Yeah, and he would continue in that capacity until 95.
Dang, 6 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Also, if I had known this, I might have watched this next match with a few different with slightly different eyes, but this is the last appearance of the Bulldogs as a tag team.
Ever?
Dynamite Kid is in WWF. Dynamite
Oh,
Kid ends up being gone for good, and Davy Boy will be gone until 91. Well, he'll just come back as the British Bulldog. So they left in part shortly after a series of practical jokes and altercations with the Rougeau brothers got out of hand, culminating in Jacques Rougeau knocking several of Dynamite's teeth out with a sucker punch shortly before Survivor Series.
this match right here,
Yes.
and they still went out and wrestled.
Yeah. I mean, look, man. If even if you're hurt, if you got you got to wrestle, you got to wrestle. That's just how that
That
goes.
is insane. That is insane. Wow, that's crazy. Um,
Going. I just want you to know going into this next match, I really fucking hated it,
yeah,
but
I
I
this is
loved
my
the
least.
cast.
Yeah, me too. This is my least noted match,
Oh,
but
I have plenty of notes
okay, good.
for
Okay,
this match,
good.
and not many of them are good.
Well,
Uh,
okay, well, yeah,
bro.
you could take the lead on this one if you want.
Oh my god. Well, I don't know how much lead I'm gonna be able to take because it's just gonna be a lot of hate. So, but this lineup though, let's talk about this wonderful lineup because we have Demolition, who were in my favorite tag match we've seen last show. The Rougeaus, who have been pretty, impressive to me. The Bolsheviks, who we just love. The Conquistadors,
No clue.
who are just kind of here. They're a jobber tag team, apparently. And the whole time I was just like,
Better Killer
why
Bees.
are the Conquistadors still here? What is going on? But we have the fucking Brainbusters. Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. This is awesome that we have the Brainbusters, Landon. This is good. I want to see the Hart Foundation versus the Brainbusters. So goddamn bad, I can't stand it.
So
So then on the, go
this
ahead.
is Arn Anderson. He's gonna stay in WWE for a while, right? This is solo Arn
A
Anderson.
few years now. He's gonna tag with Tully for the most part.
Okay, because I know Arn Anderson. I mean, it's kind of like the one guy on the other team where it's like, well, I definitely know him, and I have no clue who his partner is, type of vibe. But
These were
yeah.
two of the Four Horsemen.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
these are like, guys that are tied to Ric Flair more or less. Not tied to, but associated because they're here, so they can't be tied to him.
yeah.
I'm excited as fuck that Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard are on this roster right now, even though this match was a colossal fucking letdown for me. But it's okay. We'll get there. But on the other side,
Wait, do you know the
Okay, no, okay.
Conquistadors? You know their name?
I mean, I have them. It's
Uno and
Jose,
Dos.
yeah, which and they're played by Jose Luis Rivera and Jose Estrada Senior. And those are, I mean, I'm not entirely like familiar with those guys, but they have Wikipedia pages, so they must be somewhat important.
Yep. Yeah, but who are
But
they facing?
this gimmick was mostly like a jobber tag team. Like you would just have tag teams you wanted to
Be eliminated.
make. Yeah, if like let's say you wanted the Rockers to have a tag team that they can just beat up and do all their cool fucking moves to, and not make the other like you don't want the Rockers doing all these cool moves, to the Bolsheviks. First of all, good fucking luck doing half of that shit to the Bolsheviks. But you don't want them just getting their asses kicked or the Fabulous Rougeaus. So you have the Conquistadors to take everyone's ass beatings and all their moves, so everyone knows what moves to look for. Like you have your jobber characters. That's what they're there for. Except in this fucking match for some reason. So their opponents here. First of all, they're captained by the Powers of Pain, the Warlord and the Barbarian, who I had some mixed feelings on. I thought the Barbarian was okay last week. Thought Warlord kind of awkward, kind of sucked, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right because I'm willing to give people chances. The Rockers, Marty Jannetty, and Shawn Michaels has made it onto the show, Landon. Shawn Michaels is
Crazy.
here.
Did you
And he's
know?
on the same team as Bret Hart.
Did you know
Crazy.
that when they first started, they actually started a couple years ago. They got into a bar fight and
Yeah,
WWF
I knew
dropped
about
them.
that. Yeah,
Crazy.
I remember that. I've read Shawn Michaels' book.
Is it good?
Yeah, yeah. His son's named Cameron. How about that?
Is it you?
No, it's not.
Oh,
I have nowhere near the money to prove that I would be Shawn Michaels' son.
you better be 4 cups or
Uh,
over.
so as I mentioned, we have the Powers of Pain, the Rockers, British Bulldogs, who are I guess one of them is missing some fucking teeth, and this is the last time we're gonna see them as a tag team. That's kind of sad. Heart Foundation, who are kind of just getting started, I feel, although I'm pretty sure you said Neidhart would go away eventually, and the Young Stallions, who honestly I believe had one of their best showings, which isn't saying much because I hated this match, but I got to see cool stuff from Paul Roma and Jim Powers that I haven't got to see them do before, and that's mainly the reason I say this is the best showing they've had. Because the tag match they had with the Islanders, they were really victim of circumstances there. You know, we had like the 2 out of 3 falls, and it was after the Rumble, so no one gave a fuck. Paul Roma had to do the knee injury angle so we could get more interview time in with Hogan and Andre. So we haven't really had the chance to see the Young Stallions, and I know that Paul Roma is pretty notable wrestler, so I'm assuming he's better than he's been able to show.
Yeah,
So
I
let's see
missed that
here.
80-minute intermission. From I for, so,
Yeah,
I forgot what card it was. Was it the Royal Rumble? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oof.
So Arn, Tully, Sean. We had Owen Hart in the last match, technically.
Mhm.
A lot of cool debuts here for this show. If we were to keep that running thing going of like best new addition, it might be kind of hard to pick. Um, so I also love that the Rougeaus are still soon to be moving to the U.S. and they're waving their little
Me too.
flags and
They're
stuff.
doing their flag gimmick.
Yeah, there is so much talent in this ring.
The
Where the fuck was it? What was it doing for 42 minutes and 12 fucking seconds? Because you wouldn't know that by watching this match. Some of the best wrestlers in history are in this match on that fucking mat, on that ring right now, on that apron. And this is what happens, dude. This is why I hate Survivor Series. Some things you just can't fucking make work. And I really felt like this tag team elimination Survivor Series match is one of those things because I felt the same way about the one on the last show. They are so long and there's so much filler time where nothing of relevance is happening. Am I going too long with this hate for this match?
No, I think you're going just right. I was gonna add
Okay.
in the Powers of Pain have already dropped their manager, the Baron. Remember that guy in the cloak that just sat in the corner the whole time?
Oh, it took me about 20 something minutes into this match to realize that, oh, the Baron's not there. And it took me till the end to realize why.
Yeah. And the other team, the heel team, it's literally manager hell. Mr. Fuji, Bobby Heenan, Slick, and Jimmy Hart.
See, last month it was worse because all 5 teams had
All
a
5 teams.
manager.
There was 8 managers out there.
The Conquistadors are the only ones like missing a manager right now.
Yep.
Why couldn't Trace be a fucking? You couldn't just get Sherry Martel to dress up as Trace. Uh,
Or what's her name? What's Honky Tonk Peggy Sue?
well, that's what I'm saying. Sherry Martel was who played Peggy
Oh.
Sue. That was the joke. Yeah. All right,
Sherry
so
Martel.
so I'm gonna go through the notes I have here
Okay.
as they're written, and feel free to stop and add your the play-by-play you got at any point.
Oh, it's this match regular rules. If your partner's eliminated, you are also eliminated as well.
All right, so you can't see any of the wrestling past all the guys on the apron. Shawn Michaels does that really cool backflip spot that Daniel Bryan has adopted and has pretty much made immortal. I feel Arn Anderson, despite being a wrestler's wrestler, has always to me looked like a grown toddler, but he's one of the best, so I love him. And let's see, I lost my place here. The there's a bit where Tully Blanchard is like disoriented after getting his ass kicked, and he's trying to reach for a tag, but he's reaching to the wrong corner. Great shit. And he even like falls and reaches up and takes a few, like it crawls a few inches towards the babyface corner. And he's like, "Oh shit!" and turns the other way. Fucking great. Um, and then Jim Powers is fucking jacked. And this brings us to our first elimination, where Bret Hart gets a small package on Jock to eliminate the Rougeaus.
I love being able to learn, especially different names for moves. Because even as I was watching it, I was also saying the same as Gorilla Monsoon. Oh, small package, 1, 2, 3. The Rougeaus are eliminated. So, do you think that they got eliminated first because of the altercation in the back?
That's possible because I don't really remember if the Bulldogs were necessarily in this match a lot. Because let's see, they get taken out 5:22, and I'm sure by the way that these fucking tag matches worked, there was plenty of time for the Rougeaus and the Bulldogs to be in there together. If I had known about this beforehand, I might have like paid more attention to see if they ever got in the ring together. Because it could have been a collective effort on the part of like, you know, fucking 18 other men or 16 other men to keep those two teams away from each other.
Yeah, I would make. I mean, this is smart. Wait, isn't the Bulldogs one of the last two teams, right?
No. They're the last two are Powers of Pain and
Yeah, no, you're right.
Powers of Pain are left alone with Demolition and the Conquistadors at some point. Um they were doing this thing where a guy beats up another.
They were the third last team there. That's what I mean. Because like
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably smart too to do.
They were the
like
second to last babyface team, I guess.
Because it's like, okay, let's get the Rougeaus out of the building because they are nowhere near the
come after.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
God damn, bro. See, wrestlers are crazy.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What was I about to say? Fuck. It's all good.
Also, there's this. It took me a minute to realize which one was Sean and which one was Jannetty. Because they kind of have the same hairstyle, but Sean obviously has the lighter hair.
And Sean just looks 20 years younger.
Yeah. What is Jannetty like? What's he famous for? Is it this or what?
Yeah, this and getting thrown through a window.
What?
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay. 90s?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I gotta ask you this question. Who's a better tag team in your opinion? Powers of Pain or Demolition?
Demolition.
By far, right? It's not even close.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, but I also didn't think Demolition was great at all in this match. I actually fucking really disliked Demolition in this match.
When did the Road Warriors show up? Soon, right?
Not soon enough, brother. Not soon enough, dude. God damn. Watching like two Road Warrior lookalike teams fight each other is the most like annoying shit. You remember? Hold on. I wrote this in my notes. We'll get there later. So my problem with this match comes from the fact that they're doing the same shit they did last show, right? Where it's like one dude's beating the fuck out of another. He tags a guy in. He starts beating that dude's ass. That guy starts beating his ass, tags out to another guy. The other guy comes in, starts beating his, and they do this for fucking 10 to 12 minutes at a time with no fucking consequence. They are building to nothing. Everybody is coming in, not even to do shit, just to hit a motherfucker 4 times and get out. And it's boring. It drags. They don't even sell well. Half the time, they don't even strike well. Everything they do gets so botched and confused and fucked up because nobody's like, there's no structure to this. It's just 12 or 20 people trying to color a picture together, and they are all grabbing crayons from different boxes, but all of the fucking crayons are the same color, so the picture looks like shit. Like, this was so fucking rough, dude. This was so rough. It takes forever for anything to fucking happen. The first elimination takes place 5 minutes in. That's longer That's like around the average length of a normal match on the other shows we've watched. The next elimination comes 10 fucking minutes after.
What I hate too is the repetitive of I'm gonna drag my opponent into the corner and I'm gonna hit him off of my opponent's foot. Like
Yeah,
the shoe gimmick happens at least 20
yeah,
times this match. It's like I'm
yeah,
gonna
and
drag him over here and do
backdrops.
it. Yeah, and leg drops. Yeah,
The backdrops, like throw him in the corner. Oh, I hit the corner really hard. I'm stumbling out. Oh, backdrop. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
How many
yeah.
times do you see that in this fucking match? Shoot him in the corner. Oh, big backdrop. How many times, bro? So many, dude. Almost as many times as we saw catapults in that women's Survivor Series
Oh,
match
dude,
last
don't
year.
get me started on the catapults and them hitting their face and on the
Dude,
ground.
I was missing the women's Survivor Series match by the end of this fucking show, dude.
Yeah, the women's tag team match is 10 times better than this tag team match.
I miss the jumping bomb angels so much.
Me too. I don't know why they're not regulars. They're so awesome.
They're probably expensive to fly in, but
Yeah. But the next elimination is a shocker because I always saw Boris as
yeah.
like the idiot, my little idiot brother. He actually eliminates who is it? Okay, no. What happens actually is Powers went for a back body drop on Boris, and then a clothesline and a crossbody off the ropes. And then Boris kind of like flips him over and pins him after he gets landed on. And Jim Powers and Paul Roma are now eliminated by Boris Zukov.
Yeah, you have just seen Boris Zukov get a pinfall, dude.
Boris, like usually they did a tag team with them last year, and they were like the first team eliminated. They are the gimmick wrestlers. This is like when Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov were a team, and it was the muscle and the idiot brother.
Hey, and look what they did. They won the tag belts.
That's true, and that
Um,
was honestly my favorite time of wrestling. So
so I have some notes from the last elimination up to this one, and you can kind of see my decline in sanity over time here. I go, Roma does a cool thing where he jumps straight to the top rope and crossbodies off. That was awesome. It started off wonderful, but it quickly starts to overstay its welcome. It's not bad. It's just starting to drag. 20 people have to be effectively showcased, so maybe it just takes a while. At least the action's frequent. Arn hits that big spine buster. Awesome. A lot of wrestling happens. Not much of it seems to matter. It looks more like a training session at a wrestling school. And the Conquistadors are really like kicking too much ass. Like you know what I'm saying? The
yeah.
Conquistadors are doing too well
Mm-hmm.
in the match for a jobber team. But we finally get to where Axe and Warlord are in the ring together because, we've been wanting the Demolition and Powers of Pain collision. They tag out. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Nothing's happening.
After 10 seconds, I think
Yeah.
Axe was
Yeah.
like beating the shit out of Barbarian, and then Shawn Michaels came in.
Every time they start to do this, like where something starts to happen, but then they just tag out, and then a boring ass tag Survivor Series match takes back over, you can hear the crowd audibly turn on this match more and more as this happens. Neidhart does a power slam right in front of Davey Boy Smith on the fucking apron. I hope it was a prank. But I hear those can go a little too far and you can get fucking teeth knocked out, so I kind of hope it wasn't actually. All right, and there we go. We got up to the elimination now.
Up to this elimination, right? The current one we're about to say.
Yeah. There are, at this point, before this elimination, there are like 18 people left in the match. 16 of which are on the apron because only 2 can be in the ring at one time. And none of these 16 are kind of whispering over to each other, we need to get to that next elimination. No one thought of that shit until 10 fucking minutes expired.
But yeah, so essentially Jannetty does a sunset flip over the top to pin.
I thought it was a cool little double team they had there.
With him and Shawn.
Yeah.
And he pins, unfortunately, Boris Zukov, and I don't even know what their team name is anymore. What's their team
The
name?
Bolsheviks.
The Bolsheviks.
Yeah.
are eliminated. They are the third eliminated, which is fine. You know, that's their role. Then that can be their role.
Yeah. Why is it the Conquistadors not like why aren't they the ones getting pinned and
Yeah,
maybe
I don't
taken out
know.
of the match? But I'm just kind of wondering why the fucking jobber
There's
tag team is outlasting the Rougeaus and the Bolsheviks. I understand for the most part the Bolsheviks are a jobber tag team. They're more like the lower card tag team that, still we want to take seriously and treat like, they are active members of the roster, but they're not really winning too many matches. I still feel like they should be lasting longer than the fucking Conquistadors.
the the next note I wrote is they love bringing the opponent to your corner, hit him with your partner's boot.
Yep.
Oh, and they
And
just
then
did it
I,
again.
I also wrote here there have been like 50 backdrops, and this is getting really stale. Ventura says they're starting to get tired. No, I'm fucking tired. Why is this so long? Is my note here. Why are the Conquistadors still in this? It is now past the threshold into a bad match, which is
the
crazy given who I'm looking at.
the next elimination is shocking and weird.
Yeah, yeah, it was. After another 9 minutes of wrestling, sure. After another 9 minutes of bumbling around a fucking ring and doing strike drills for fucking ever.
So basically, Jim Jim suplexes. Is it Blanchard? Is that how you say his name? Blanchard?
Brett does it right. Yeah, Sully Blanchard.
Yeah, I think they were in the ring at the same time or something.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, and then
because
Hart.
it's the float over German.
Yeah, he had a. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Hart hit. Yep, German suplex on Blanchard, and basically, what's happening is Hart's shoulders are on the ground while Blanchard's are not.
I
And
thought they both pinned each other right here. I thought
yeah,
that's what this
that's
was.
what I thought the decision was going to be, and I thought that was going to be the double elimination s thing.
I even typed that that's what happened, and then I realized it wasn't what happened.
Yeah, it turns out Blanchard's shoulders were not on the ground, and Brett's was.
Do
So
you
the Hearts are out.
do you have any sympathy for Brett? Because I don't think
Um,
because it wasn't Tully that pinned Brett. Brett pinned Brett.
that's another screw job. Ohio screw job.
Only Brett can pin Bret Hart in this time period, bro. Bret Hart's too good. Only Brett can pin Brett.
Yeah, I mean we've seen Brett get what second place in a or battle royal by
Yeah, and look how he took it.
very bad.
I thought I should win the battle royal.
Yeah,
Thought I'd been working really hard.
and you would have thought like, oh, we're already not winning over the crowd. The Hearts being eliminated was not the answer to bring them back in at all.
Well, they tried to bring me back into it by quickly taking out 4 more people, but
Yeah.
they try.
So yeah, dude, did you see Dynamite Kid do a tombstone right here?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, they just
literally,
do moves.
I
They
literally
just do
wrote
shit.
Dynamite Kid pre Undertaker question mark.
Yeah, I want Jim Cornette to watch this match, and I want every old head that'll tell me about like how less is more, and oh, you're anything can be a finisher. You don't have to do all these pile drivers, and you're killing the business doing big moves. I want to show them this fucking match, and then I'm gonna like beat them senseless every time something that completely contradicts everything these motherfuckers told me through training. This match is killing wrestling more than any goddamn AEW shitfest, bro. This is what's killing wrestling.
So
I'm gonna
essentially,
get fucked. I'm gonna get like everyone's gonna hate me, bro. I'm not gonna get booked anywhere after this shit.
you're gonna have a do not book sign on everybody's thing. There's actually an
Bring it,
email chain
bitch.
of every booker in the southeast, and you're now number one target of not booking. So,
Yeah, but I mean, everyone already hates me anyway, but I bet so.
God, I hope not. We gotta fix
No,
your
no,
image.
no, man. I think I
So
think everyone likes me. I think I'm pretty well liked.
yeah, I mean you're a nice guy.
I try.
So
I'm definitely not gonna be nice to this match. And
after
I
the
haven't been.
you've been I think you've been the number one fan here. After the Hearts get eliminated, We have the Brain Busters and the Rockers. They are essentially going 2-on-2 action in the ring. Don't give a fuck what the ref says. We're just gonna be in here and kick each other's ass, and that's what they do for a solid
Yeah.
30 seconds, and they are both eliminated by disqualification because they didn't listen to the ref.
Yeah, why? Because nothing happening that hasn't been happening the last 20 fucking minutes. I mean,
There was the
like, why did they just all of a sudden lose their cool and start getting disqualified, like, and get themselves disqualified?
I don't know, but
Like,
there was this one part where the Brain Busters, I think they had Janetti, and they were gonna go for like a double slam. They had him up top, and I think Sean literally just grabs him and pulls him back and like puts him on his feet. I thought that was pretty cool.
oh yeah, yeah, he like lets him float over on the
Yeah,
suplex
yeah,
so he can
yeah, yeah,
land.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
very cool teamwork shit. Um, I wrote down that the Rockers and the Brainbusters were just too good, and this match is not about that shit. There's only one good team left, in my eyes, in this
Oh,
match
the
because I like
Conquistadors.
Demolition. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, obviously. I liked Demolition last show, but I did not like them in this match. And when I saw that only the Bulldogs were left, oh man, I clicked pause and I looked at how long that little line was until I could get to the next bubble. And when I saw that I had damn near 20 minutes left,
Well, the problem with this next part is so we're down to two teams on two teams. It's the Conquistadors and the Demolition
Demolition against Powers of
versus
Pain, and
British Bulldogs.
yeah,
Why don't the Conquistadors do the Bella Twin spot? Because, it's already been announced when the Killer Bees try to do it, so they should just be
yeah.
doing that throughout the whole match.
I'm about to say, man, it's the Killer Bees gimmick. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
I guess so. But did you have anything in this next 20 minutes that's enlightening
um,
to people?
I like that when anyone flips at all, whether it's complete or not, Gorilla screams 360. And we just literally go back to the random tagging in and out shit that is boring. Eh, at least some of the crowd is trying to get into it, but like I mentioned before, you can hear the pockets of the crowd that are just not liking this shit, that they've gone past it. Davey finally hits a power slam, but yeah, fuck me, he doesn't go for a pin. Let's get let's tag. Let's do another fucking tag. Let's keep this fucking torture going. And for real, why the fuck are the Conquistadors still alive? Like, why the fuck are they still in this match? Are they secretly the fucking mega powers? Like, is that who's under the fucking mask? It's like, why are these guys still here? They just don't stay down. And the, the Conquistadors tag in and out again, and you can actually hear the crowd start to just and after all of that, after all of this, Axe just pins Dynamite Kid with a fucking clothesline.
You know how, right? Because Dynamite Kid, he tried to go for the headbutt off the top rope. Dynamite Kid, I hope he donated his brain to science, so that he
Oh,
can
he
see.
donated his teeth to Jocker Joe earlier. So.
uh, Terrible way to go out. But yeah, clothesline, and yeah, the
Yeah,
Conquistadors are final three.
at least his partner didn't chuck him head first. All of the
Yeah,
good teams are gone, Landon, and the Conquistadors are still here.
yeah, and we're down to the Conquistadors, the Demolition, and the Powers of Pain.
This is where I noticed that the Powers of Pain don't have Baron. It took me this long because there's been so much bullshit going on. I forgot managers were even out there until whatever the fuck happens with Fuji right here.
So basically, what happens is Smash is in the ring. He is fighting one of the demolition people. I totally did not write it down who he was fighting.
I don't give a fuck.
But Smash goes to the rope, and Fuji opens the ropes up, and Smash falls out of the ring. And so
Yeah.
Axe is going over to Fuji like, "What the hell, bro? What's your problem?" And all of a sudden, like, he gets body slammed by
Yeah.
Demolition, and
And the
then
crowd this is attacking an old man that
yeah,
has helped you get to where you are. makes you a hero.
Yep. And yeah, they are counted out because they
For
thought
sure.
that their problems were with an old man when they could have just got back in the ring.
Yeah.
But they didn't. And so Demolition is out, and we're down to the final two teams. And
And
it's
all of a sudden the powers of pain are heels.
Yep. And instead of getting into the ring, what the Powers of Pain do is they go over and help Fuji up, and Fuji then goes with him and walks over
And
to
now
their side.
they're the bad guys for helping up an old man that was just assaulted on live television.
Yep. And they make quick work of the final team,
Oh, imagine.
the
Is
Conquistadors.
is this why the Conquistadors were last?
Yeah.
So Powers of Pain could do this heel turn and not pin an actual like heel team? Because that is the only explanation to why the Conquistadors were A, in this match, and B, in the fucking final two teams.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say this. Thank fuck it is over after 42 minutes and 12 seconds. I hope I spent as long degrading this match as I did watching it.
Yeah. You could literally had any other team that we've seen on a constant basis be last eliminated. The Bolsheviks could have been the last eliminated. The who else was on the heel team?
Well, here's the
The
thing though.
Rougeaus
If
could have
you
been.
if you turn on the Rougeaus, they're gonna have some kind of beef with you and want revenge. If you turn on the Bolsheviks, also if you turn on any of these heel teams, you're just gonna get cheered again, and they're gonna think that Fuji is going to the babyface side. So Uno and Smash, no one really gives too much of a fuck about, even though they're on the heel team. And you can still have Demolition outside to be like, hey, yeah, stop being evil now, or whatever the fuck. So you can establish the turn. I guess now that in hindsight, and we've discussed it, I understand why it's the Conquistadors. But how about a better option for this double turn is don't do it at fucking Survivor Series at the end of a 40-minute match. I was already out of this match, and I spent the whole time begging for anything that mattered to happen or anything of any relevance. That by now I had fucking given up on it. After 30, like the Smash countout came at 39:33. That is 45 minutes longer than I should have waited for them to give me anything of relevance.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, dude. By the time it happened, I didn't give a fuck. And now, like, literally, I watched this last night. So, literally today at work, I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh yeah, Demolition and Powers of Pain double turned. I'll process this now because I've randomly remembered it because I did not care when it happened. And now I guess it's cool. Demolition's baby faces. Yay, I guess. I like them better than Powers of Pain, I suppose.
We are
I just hated this match. I just hated this.
we're
I did
10
not enjoy watching
episodes.
this.
We're 10 episodes in. Is this your least
Yes.
liked match?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Wow. Took
And
10 episodes.
it is so strange because this match had Bret Hart, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Shawn Michaels, Davey Boy Smith, Dynamite Kid, Nikolai Volkov. There's so many good wrestlers in this match and great personalities, and this is what happens when you shoehorn 20 people into a fucking match and try to do shit like this. Like, you didn't need a fucking tag team Survivor Series match. It didn't go off well last time. I don't understand why they gave it a shot here, but the women just don't get a match this year. Instead, we'll make up another fucking mid-carder Survivor Series match. And before we go any further, wrestling's a subjective art form. So if you enjoyed this match, great for you, and I'm very happy for you. But I would highly fucking suggest you get therapy. And and to everyone that was in this match who will never hear any of these words from me, probably, if this does offend you to hear me say this, just know that you probably did a match that was way better at some point that I praised highly. As a matter of fact, Bret Hart has been my performer of the night on multiple occasions. He's gonna win more. Shawn Michaels is definitely gonna get some. Every wrestler in here is talented in some fashion. Probably even the Conquistadors. The situation they were put in here is what was fucking terrible. Um, that's how I'm gonna prevent the powers of pain from showing up at my door and killing me.
Smart move on your part.
Yeah, but for real though, if anyone enjoyed this match, like seek some fucking help, dude. Like talk, message us, and I'll listen to your story, man. I'll hear you out. Like I'll listen to you, man. Like I might not be able to respond immediately, but like I'll get to you. I promise.
And
Like
he does
people
not
care.
charge by the hour. He's doing this for
Yeah,
free.
I don't, man. If you enjoyed this match, like reach out and get some help. People do care about you.
Quickly after the match, Powers of Pain come back. Not
Yep,
Power
sure
of Pain,
do.
but Axis Smash come back and they start beating up Powers of Pain. Powers of Pain run out with Mr. Fuji. Blah blah blah. They don't have a manager anymore. That's it. But
Okay, without me degrading it, man, how did you feel about this match?
oh, I thought it was boring. It being over 40 minutes kills the mood fast.
Okay.
Like I
I'm glad
said,
it wasn't just me.
every other we had at least 20 partner to
No,
the
there were
boots for some reason.
there
Um,
were as many boots to the faces and backdrops as there were people in the match.
yeah, yeah, times two. And every wrestler just does the same exact move on each other. Besides the young guys, like the Hearts and the Conquistadors and uh, like the Brain Busters and the Rockers, those four teams, you can tell they're younger and they can move around the match better. But
Yeah,
the older guys, I mean, it's you're gonna get your same. I'm a
yeah, they got their
tactician.
shit. They're gonna
Yeah,
stick to it.
yeah,
They skate to one song.
yeah. But after this match, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now. Best promo of the night.
I agree.
We have Bad News Brown. He's being interviewed by Sean Mooney. Bad News is saying everyone is trying to beat him, and he won't let anyone. All he wants is the WWF Championship, and I agree wholeheartedly with Bad News. He's
I knew
earned the
you
right.
would.
He's
I
earned the
wrote he
right.
agrees with Landon that he should get a title shot because he won that battle royal.
Isn't that crazy? He said that when literally the
Yeah,
last episode I said, "Bring on Macho Man. He's ready."
they're listening, man. They're listening.
How are they doing this?
Next week when Bad News Brown hits a ghetto blaster, man.
Oh, I already made my prediction for the Rumble. It's Bad News Brown easily. He's coming in at
Oh
one and
man.
he's winning it.
Oh yeah, that's how that's going.
uh, but he also makes a comment towards Macho Man. He's a champion with a skirt in his corner that helps him out. And Bad News doesn't need anyone in his corner. He just kicks ass and takes names by himself. So
Yeah, great promo there, really.
yeah.
And
Uh,
I feel like this was probably the one of the first times he was actually given the chance on a WWF show to be like, "Here you go, man, cut a promo, show us what you got." And I don't think he did bad at all because like, you can kind of see, like you can kind of read a little bit of like nerves coming off of him, and you can hear him almost trip over his words a few times, but he never falls. He never falls. That dude kept it together, and I think he did a pretty good promo here. Bad News Brown has been like one of the best like new additions to the roster lately. Like
he's
he's
undefeated.
got he's got a good moveset. He's got a great fucking presence. I like his gimmick, just the badass like lone wolf. He doesn't really fucking care too much about anyone else. He just wants to kick ass and take names, as he said, and he wants to be the guy.
He also
I,
mentioned
I
that he didn't care about Survivor Series because growing up in the streets of Harlem, he's been a survivor his whole life. I forgot to mention
no,
that quote as well.
he doesn't care about survival series.
Right, you're right. Yeah. But yeah, book it. WrestleMania 5, Bad News versus Macho, where I'm not watching. So
Come on, at least give it to us at the Rumble. You know, he doesn't have to win the Royal Rumble. He can challenge for the title at the Royal Rumble. Come on.
yeah, I don't know why he hasn't done it yet. I mean,
The
I
winner of
don't.
the Royal Rumble can face Bad News Brown at Mania. It's fine.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, give him a main event match.
Yeah, come on.
Macho should be going to him. Like Bad News is undefeated, and he should.
Yeah.
Macho should want to be the best everywhere. So
Well, he's making up for the like he's succeeding where Andre failed, right? Because Andre's whole thing was like, I was undefeated for years and I was never given a title shot, and their excuse was, well, you never asked for one. Bad News Brown's been undefeated for 3 months and he's asking for a title shot.
Taking the bull by the horns. I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Closed mouths don't get fed out here, and he knows that being from the streets of Harlem, bro. He knows that shit. I honestly do think like Bad News Brown is like Intercontinental Champion level at this point. Like he could definitely be Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, most U.S. When does the U.S. Championship come in? Do you know?
Oh, that's a 2003 thing. That's
2003.
U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the U.S. title is something that's more associated with like NWA and WCW right now.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
gotcha. So next after it, we get a Fuji. I always do that at least once an episode with him. Fuji and the Powers of Pain. Uh, with Mean Gene. So basically what he's saying is like he made Demolition tag team champions, and the Powers of Pain will make Demolition squander and cry and run home to their mommies, and uh, he's saying that they're gonna lose the tag team titles, and Demolition's head got too big for their shoulders, type of vibe, and basically is what happened.
Yeah. A heel that turned on heels, and the baby faces turned heel.
And then one of the Powers of Pain people started talking, and
Yeah, it
couldn't
was
understand a
Barbarian.
word.
Yeah, he acted. It was like he was not expecting the mic to be put in his face at all.
Yeah, and he's stayed in character, so good for him. So if you thought Dino Bravo and Frenchie Martin were the team of not being able to understand what they're saying, we have a new
Well,
team
don't
for
we?
you.
Yeah, Powers of Pain and Fuji have arrived.
Yeah, they have their own
Wait,
language, just like the Mega Powers have their own language.
yeah, it's weird because last week I said that Fuji looked more like he was a Road Warrior than the people he's managing who are supposed to be ripoffs of the Road Warriors, and that the Powers of Pain look more like the Road Warriors than the ripoffs of the Road Warriors, and now Fuji's with them.
Yeah, I mean, if you give the Powers of Pain shoulder pads, they basically are the Road Warriors.
Yeah, you take off a few pounds of muscle though.
Yeah.
These fucking Legion of Doom boys are jacked. Not that Warlord and Barbarian aren't. They're just not as like they're just not as built as or not as like big in size, I guess. Like they're fucking jacked. Don't get me wrong. They're big dudes.
You
But
know
I
who I
think
can't wait to see
Hawk and
as a
Animal are a
tag
little
team?
bigger.
Early
Who's
Dudley
that?
Boys.
Oh yeah. Well, they come in the WWE at like late '99, but I'm pretty sure
Ah,
I'm gonna have you stop and watch some ECW before then, so you'll get to
okay,
see them.
good. But yeah, so after that, let's see what happens after that.
Oh,
That was the
I
last one.
I like that. The whole reason Fuji gives is they were getting too big for their britches. They're not listening to my guidance anymore. At the end of that, Ventura basically just says he's full of shit. He's like, I think he just saw a better option and took it.
Yeah, and I don't blame him either. So
So Powers of Pain are heels now. Fine, cool. They looked more like heels anyway. I said last week they look like they should be heels.
mhm.
I didn't expect it would come trading Demolition to be baby faces now, but whatever. I don't care. I guess it'll be a fine match to watch. I suppose. I fucking hope. I fucking hope. It
So
can't be worse than this match.
so for this next match, this was the one where I thought they might have got confused a little bit on who should be in the main event and who should be in the one before it.
Yeah, but
But
you
they
remember though, you got to have people that need to get pinned. Not everybody can survive.
exactly.
So just keep that in mind.
And also they do kind of explain why some people are in this match. So we're gonna go through the teams real quick.
Hey,
I'll
before
give.
you say this team, I have
Yeah.
one question for you.
Okay.
Who the fuck is Scott Casey?
No clue. I wrote that down. I said new guy Scott Casey. More like Scott. Never heard of him. So
Yeah, I know who the fuck this dude is. Yeah. He was
Scott.
in World Class. Yeah.
Yeah, he has some class. So,
Yep.
but we have team Hacksaw and Jake the Snake. Very fun team. I'm totally fine with this team. Very fun.
Yeah, the team was fine.
Um,
I thought this match, given what we just had, I was probably going to be happy with anything.
yeah. My problem is who the captains are for the next team, but the Hacksaw
It
and Jake the
is a little weird.
Snake, their partners are Tito Santana,
I forgot
who
Tito Santana's in this match.
who we are glad that Strike Force is no more.
I guess I'll miss Rick Martel more,
How
but
crazy
he'll
is
be
it?
back soon.
The Killer Bees and Strike Force are no more.
Yeah, Rick Martel's gonna get a new a kind of a repackaging. He'll be there
Is he
again
more
soon.
fun?
I think so. Tito Santana is also gonna be repackaged a few times.
Damn it.
Yeah, like I said, bro, Tito is gonna be around a minute.
And then they have Ken Patera,
Yes.
the original Kurt Angle,
Yeah, minus the gold medal.
and just like we mentioned, Scott Casey.
Yeah, whoever this
Scott
guy is.
Casey.
So remember when I said somebody needs to take pins?
Yeah, yeah. And
There
they
you
will
go.
be going against Team Andre the Giant and Dino Bravo. Okay.
What a pairing for a team captains,
Yeah.
Andre and Dino Bravo.
A Canadian and a Frenchman versus
Yeah,
two American Americans, Hacksaw and everyone's dad, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jake the Snake. And
yeah,
then their partners, Rick Rude,
yep.
Mr. Perfect. I have no clue who that is. Do you?
Yes, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, great guy, great wrestler. Also, really excited that he's here on this show. This is really cool as well.
And not King anymore, Harley Race. So
Yeah, the original king, but he still has the king crown on his tights, though,
my
or his
problem
trunks.
is how are we gonna have that fallout of SummerSlam with the whole Jake the Snake and Rick Rude thing,
Yeah,
and you're not gonna do like Andre and Rick Rude?
yeah.
Uh,
Also, the feud for Jake Roberts is with Andre for this match for some reason. Like they talk about that more than I mean, they mentioned the Rick
no,
Rude
oh no,
Jake Roberts thing.
it was
Because
Hacksaw and Andre because Hacksaw will
well,
beat the shit out of Andre with a 2x4, right?
yeah, but the show before this, or the Saturday night's main event before this, Jake exposed Andre's fear of snakes,
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yep, that was yeah, and I totally forgot about that whole gimmick.
and he suffered a mild heart attack. Kayfabe, by the way,
Wait, what does that mean again?
as in like just in terms of the show, not for realsies.
Oh, whew, got me scared.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh man, I teach you a new wrestling term.
yeah.
Oh man, I love this. I can't wait to explain rib to you.
Also, we have pre-match, so they announce everybody, and we see Team Andre and Dino Bravo interview.
Yeah, I kind of like this honestly.
Yeah, because I wrote down Rick Rude's quote. He says, "I want to show everyone how to celebrate Turkey Day the ravishing way." So, yeah.
Andre playing too cool, like he doesn't care about this the snake, and I really love that Ventura goes like, "I'm not
Yes.
afraid of snakes. Look at these boots."
And if I was in the ring with him, I'd have a new pair. Yeah. I fucking love Jesse. He is
Yeah,
amazing. I it
they
my
carried me through that last match. By the way, I got to a point where I was like focusing more on listening to them talk than the rest of the match.
my 1-2 all time is Michael Cole, Jesse Ventura. That is my dream lineup. I don't know how we get
Uh,
Jesse on a Monday Night Raw now, but we should try.
I don't know. It'd be much cooler than Pat McAfee.
Get out! Don't leave. Don't ever say that again. I love Pat McAfee so much. Uh, but yeah, so we had that.
Wrestling's subjective, Landon. Just remember, wrestling is subjective.
Yeah, and we're not done with promos though,
No, we
because
sure the fuck aren't.
we get a Team Mega Powers promo, and there's something different about this one. They actually put a
Yeah,
green screen behind them.
yeah, and you
Uh,
can see every bit of that
it's
outline of
bad.
them, bro.
It's bad.
It's fucking it is obvious,
Yeah,
and it's
everyone
also
has
just
like
a
a
weird setting for five baby faces. It's so dark and gloomy.
yep. Everyone has a blue outline around them, so it's so weird. Hercules is good now.
Oh
Hillbilly
yeah, because
Jim.
Hercules refused to be Ted DiBiase's slave.
Really?
Apparently, something Andre did not refuse. Everybody does have a price, and he either wasn't offering them Andre money for Hercules, or he just hadn't found Hercules as yet. Because
They were.
that was the story going in, is that he wanted to. That's why he was saying things about like calling Hercules a slave, is because that he was going to pay him to be that, and Hercules is like, no, fuck you.
I gotcha. The what's weird is they let Hillbilly Jim talk a lot. Uh, and
They
he
sure did.
seems cool. He seems cool. He was talking normal. It was no like I'm a hillbilly talk. It was actually just normal.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, he didn't really like. It's like when Larry the Cable Guy speaks normally. Like, what the fuck? What?
what
What?
just happened? Go back into character.
Can you at least try to actually sound like a hillbilly? Like,
And so next we also get Hulk Hogan wrote down one of his quotes. He was like, "You see these chains?
I wrote the same thing.
There are no weak links in this chain, brother."
Meanwhile, in this same team as him is Coco Beware, who we've yet to see win a match.
Dude, sneaky MVP later, but that's just a
Oh
me
no,
thing.
Coco was awesome.
I agree. And the bird, I don't know how he controls that bird so well, but they were doing like the team on three type shit where they all put their hands in, and he put the hand in with the bird, and you can kind of see
Yeah,
Mean Gene. He's kind of, or not Mean Gene, but Sean Mooney. He's kind of scared of the bird.
it's probably just well trained or fucking I don't know. I would like to really hope that nothing terrible's happened to that bird that like makes him calm or some
Oh, we
shit.
didn't see Matilda last match.
Yeah, and we're not going to again because the Bulldogs are gone. Maybe she goes with them if they go to WCW or something.
In my eyes, the Islanders stole her for good, and she's living a better life.
Yeah, they yeah they took her back to the island itself.
Yeah. And she has her own beach resort.
She's his like because Haku's a king now, so she's like his lapdog.
Yeah, and what happened to Tonga?
Who cares? He's back on the island. No, him and Matilda are living on the island.
Yeah,
Because
someone had a
Haku,
watchdog. Someone had a
yeah,
watchdog.
Haku's like, I got promoted to a king. I have to go do this, and Tonga's like, I'll just take the dog back to the island and we'll live peacefully.
Yeah, divorced parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, what'd you think about this match? I definitely not the worst of the match. Definitely not how a casual fan would want it to go, but I think I
Uh,
enjoyed it.
like I said, given the previous match, it was going to be very hard to hate it. There were some times where it got kind of boring, but I felt like the ending of the match was fine, and it kind of made it all kind of worth it. Um,
No JYD tonight.
yeah, yeah, but don't worry, he'll be here sooner than you think.
Okay, good. And also no Ricky. I think Ricky's jumped ship by now, right?
Yeah, but as I mentioned, well, I actually talked to you about this over the week. Is I've got some WCW events that we should watch, and one of them features like Ricky in a very good position. I think you'll be very happy to see that show.
Okay, good. Good. Uh so yeah, how it works. Oh, I'm I actually okay. I have a note on this match.
Oh, awesome!
Okay. An interesting note. Scott Casey was the third replacement after Junkyard Dog
Oh,
and B. Byron Blair both left the company before the match.
yeah, yes. So that's how Scott Casey got in. He Scott Casey was the case of, hey man, you got your gear? All right, cool, you're in.
He
Always bring your
was
gear. Scott Casey brought his gear. Yes.
he
Congratulations, Scott Casey. You
he
brought your gear to the show and you got booked.
he was the replacement's replacement.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying.
They were
Always bring
gonna
your gear
go,
to a
yeah,
wrestling
they were
show.
gonna go JYD. JYD was like, I'm out of here. Then they went B. Brian Blair, and he's like, nah, dog. And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, like you said, I'm glad you have your gear. So that's crazy. Uh,
Maybe Brian didn't want to be in the match, right? So when he didn't actually leave the company, they saw that Junkyard Dog wasn't there. And they're like, "Fuck, hey, go get B. Brian Blair." And he's like, "Fuck, I don't want to be in this match." So he put the Killer B mask on. So when they went into the locker room to find him, they thought he was jumping Jim Brunzell, and then they went to go get Scott Casey.
How do you kick someone out of the Discord? That's hilarious, though. I actually really hope that happens. I don't know why, but I desperately hope that happened. And you kept using be there during your thing
Yeah,
too. Uh, did you notice that whenever Dino Bravo was tagged into this match, how big the U.S. chants were? And
yeah.
we have Frenchie Martin on the outside waving the Canadian flag over and over.
There were
I
so many times where I saw that out of the corner of my eye and thought something was like flying by. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like two or three times that happened to me.
I wrote sneaky MVP for this Frenchie Martin, by the way.
His arms must be tired, man.
Yeah, carrying around that
What?
damn flag.
Whose music did the heels enter to?
I would
Because
assume.
it had to be Dino's, right? Because it wasn't
Yeah.
Andre's. This was the least heel music I have ever heard.
Hmm. Yeah, it would
Um,
definitely have to be Dino's because yeah, it's not Andres.
Jim Duggan is hella over. This dude is crazy over. They love this guy.
Yeah, there's not one person in that arena that's not saying "oh" during every time during this match. I wish there was a way we can talk to Jim Duggan and ask him what was the loudest arena for him because once he hits the "oh," you know what I mean, then it's over. How long was this match before we continue with it? I don't think it was that long anyway.
30 minutes and 3 seconds.
15 minutes less than that tag team match, right?
Yeah, 15 minutes more than the one I actually liked better though. Oh, 13 minutes more. I thought I liked the first match a little better than this one, but
Okay, I could see why.
yeah, because it wasn't as long.
Uh,
half of the eliminations take place in this time span of like the first match.
yeah,
For yeah,
yeah, because it gets down to like 4-2 very quickly.
it yeah it does. Like the first four eliminations happen. Well, so the
The
first elimination is at 8:18.
Yeah, the second one comes almost right after it, right?
Yeah,
Maybe at
9:27. So like a
9:27.
minute,
Yeah.
like a little bit over a minute afterwards. Man, I have a note in here that you're not gonna really like.
Okay. Well, here, let me kick it off. Is it before or after
Yeah.
the first elimination?
Uh, it's let's see. I think it's before. Yeah,
Okay.
it is before. Uh, Tito Santana is actually a really good wrestler, man. It's actually a really good wrestler.
Don't you ever say that again. No, he's not. He's awful, and you know it. No, in all fairness, he is. I just don't like how Tino Santana is in everything. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but he can't be the only guy that's been on like everything and been in everything. He's just the only guy that we wish was like that spot could have been filled by somebody else. And I don't even think he's out of place in this match.
No, especially being. I mean, in all honesty, he is one of the more popular heels, especially when he's solo.
Babies.
Yeah. Or fuck me, I did that twice now. Oh my goodness.
Like I feel like I probably would have rather had Tito in the last match than Sam Houston. But I also feel like he could have been better served in the main event than like a Coco Beware because he could have taken that pin, or even a Hillbilly Jim. But you know, Hillbilly Jim's Hogan's best friend. So
I miss Big John Studd. So
again, don't worry, you'll see him sooner than you think.
good. But yeah, so the first elimination happens. Rick Rude hits his Rude Awakening to Ken Patera, and Ken Patera is the first eliminated, the original Kurt Angle. How do you feel about that?
It is whatever. Rude kind of just wrestles like we've been watching him wrestle, and that's not necessarily like a dig. It's just he doesn't do anything flashy. He's all based around just how hateable of a slime ball this guy is. Like his entire gimmick is based around just being a bastard. Just nothing's flashy is all I mean by that. Like he's sound, he knows what he's doing. He's a good wrestler. He's just not a flashy one, you know?
hmm And
But he doesn't
then
need to be.
yeah, and then shortly after, we have Scott Casey coming into the ring next. He's fighting Harley Race at the beginning, and then Dino Bravo gets tagged in and eliminates Casey with a sidewalk slam.
Yeah, so I think Casey goes for a O'Connor roll, and then when they end up back on their feet, Bravo just kind of hooks him and hits the sidewalk slam.
Which, no way that's his finisher, right? Or they were just like Casey.
It is because that's what he pinned dude with last show.
Oh, Don
Like who?
Morocco, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he literally hit a sidewalk slam,
Where the hell is
and
Don
then
Morocco?
yeah, why wasn't he on the team instead of Scott Casey?
Ah,
Oh well,
I miss The Rock.
I'm telling you, man.
So quickly after 9 minutes into this match, we're already on a 5-on-3 basis with the heels in favor.
Yeah, and then Tito Santana kicks out of a pile driver. Fuck you, old heads. Fuck you. All right, we're good.
Duggan, he comes in the ring. He's great.
Yeah, Duggan's growing on me.
Yeah, he
Anyone
is.
who chases brother love out of the ring is gonna be loved by me.
No, take it back. Brother Love
I'm
is
I'm absolutely not taking it back.
he's a great guy. uh,
I'm sure he is. He's a
but
man of love.
what happens is, um, I love when Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the best seller and no seller of all time.
I agree.
You know when he's getting the shit beat out of him and he just doesn't give a fuck?
Yeah. Well, kind of like hulking up in a way, but
Yeah. And
I don't know, man. My favorite selling is Honky Tonk Man. I think,
oh,
or Greg
100%.
Valentine.
100%. Remember when Honky Tonk Man got knocked out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it here. Um, but yeah, finally, Duggan tags in Tito Santana. Santina. Santina.
Santina.
Santina. Tito Santina.
Santina.
Oh my god.
Tito Santina Morella.
Tito actually does another sunset flip. I wanted to I was trying to pick up on how many times moves are used in different matches. I tried to make like a little list on it. Second
Oh
time the
God.
sunset flip has happened.
That's just that you've noticed it. There's probably been several more.
Yeah, yeah. And he Santana went or Santana was sent into the ropes. He ducked and then he hit the flying forearm
Yes.
on Harley Race and pinned him. And what is going on with me? Harley Race
You're
was
good,
eliminated
man.
by Tito Santana.
Yes. And that happened at 13 minutes and 19 seconds in.
Yeah,
And not too much longer after do we get the next one, because Andre comes in and he is playing mean ass heel today, dude. One of the things I appreciate. Oh, sorry, good.
Did you also agree here? This is best moment of the night.
What? Which one?
Oh, the next elimination is moment of the night.
I mean, I can see why you think it is. Yeah.
uh,
I do want to point out. This is something that I don't really know how many times we do notice things like this. Every time we've seen Andre the Giant, especially since he's turned heel, he's better and better and better than he was the show before.
yes.
Every time I'm like, dude, Andre's like dialed in as a heel right now. Like he's killing it as a heel. Because even like at WrestleMania 3, he's a little awkward. He was really going based off of just I got you by the neck of my head, but you 6 times and you're gonna slam me.
He was not fun.
But then him and Hogan had a really good match at main event. WrestleMania 4 wasn't bad. And then at the last Survivor Series, Andre was awesome. And then in this match, Andre was awesome.
Yeah.
Every show, Andre just gets better and better, and he just gets more and more devious and shitty as a heel. And he's like, he's fucking terrifying, the things he does. He takes his like singlet strap and wraps it around their throat and just pulls it, or he'll just take it and just shove it against their throat. And now we'll just repeatedly sit on your fucking head over and over until you stop moving. And that is what gets rid of Tito Santana.
Yeah, Tito Santana is the next person eliminated.
Because
He
he goes for a
literally,
sunset flip
yep, would have been the third
one
time
too
of the
many
night.
times.
One thing about this, Andre gets tagged in once in this match, and he comes in after someone's eliminated this match. This is the comes in after someone's eliminated part. He gets tagged in eventually later on, but we only see him twice in it. I wanted to point that out because that happens in every other tag team match that Andre's in.
Oh yeah.
Where he just comes in after someone's eliminated, does the beginning work, and then he'll come in whenever he feels like it.
Well, he's the
Just to add
draw.
on. Yeah.
He's the draw. He doesn't need to do all the work.
Yeah.
They set the table for him to come in. He's the marquee of this match.
Hmm. And right
Whether he's
when
the best wrestler or not, he is the attraction. Sorry.
this next part might actually be one of my favorite parts of the night, because once Hacksaw comes in, he starts beating the shit out of Andre and actually gets him tied up in the ropes. And
Yep, happens again. There you
and
go.
Hacksaw and Jake just start beating the shit out of
Yeah,
Andre.
they have to. They have to. I like the sense of urgency here. It's like this might be the only chance we're ever gonna have to cause some serious damage to Andre. We have to take advantage of this.
And also with this, they are literally trying to untangle him, and then yeah,
Hmm.
Hacksaw tags in Jake, and he
Yeah,
just starts beating up on him.
because you can't pin him if he's stuck in the ropes. So
And then
that's kind of the
finally,
drawback.
finally Andre gets out and he tags out, and uh,
Yeah,
Gorilla's
great
like,
spot, dude.
it really was. Gorilla said something like, and Andre makes the tag, and Jesse's like, yeah, that's smart. He needs to get out of there after what just happened. He's just like, I just love that Jesse's back, just rooting for the heels as always.
I just like that a story's being told and things are happening that like matter and have relevance to something that's going to happen like soon or later on. We're back to wrestling. I'm having fun again.
Yeah. Also, we get Rude versus Roberts here, which is
This is where
great.
Rude really stuck out to me as a heel. He was doing some excellent heel work here, especially just taking his sweet fucking time on everything. It helps that Roberts is boring as fuck with his selling. Like he just never fights back. He's always dying. You could like poke Jake Roberts too hard and this dude will just fall over and not be able to get back up and just can't fight. He just can't keep swinging, dude. I don't
Maybe
know if it was like just this match he does this shit, but Jake Roberts almost never fights back, getting his ass kicked.
maybe he's scared. uh, they also called for the DDT. Didn't happen. What's new? Uh,
The DDTs, it happened.
DDT, DDT. They listen. I'll say it every time. They were spamming him in the
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, and he didn't hit
Uh
a single one. I'm pretty sure.
huh.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Rude was hitting. He was hitting clotheslines on Jake. He was doing great apron work. Finally, he tags in Dino Bravo, who did kind of like a weird pile driver. He like jumped on, or it was like a leaping pile driver. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, because I was like, well, another pile driver. Here we go. I bet he kicks out of this one, but at least he got his foot on the rope.
And then finally, Duggan gets the hot tag. And yeah, he was just literally kicking his ass. He was kicking Bravo's ass for a minute, and then Frenchie Martin trips up Hacksaw, and then Dino knocks him out of the ring. And man, oh man, did that outside ref not see shit? Because how the hell
Why
are you
was there
gonna have a
even a second ref if nothing like this ever? Because look
exactly?
at the last match, like a conquistador got tripped.
Yeah, and literally nothing happened. The second referee is not disqualifying someone.
Mm.
No one's being eliminated, and yeah, we're just gonna continue on with this match. And Hacksaw's like, "Nah, fuck this," and he grabs his 2x4 and goes in there and he starts hitting Dino Bravo
Yeah, he just decides to hit Bravo with a 2x4.
and instantly gets disqualified.
So before we keep going, I noticed a note here that I missed. There was a part while Roberts was getting his ass kicked where he's over in the heel corner, and Andre just starts standing on the bottom rope, in a way that makes it like choke Jake Roberts.
Oh, I didn't
And
notice that.
last week we were talking about the difference between a rope and cable when it comes to ring ropes. Had this been cable, Jake Roberts would probably be dead. Imagine
That big
Andre
of a
standing
difference,
on a
right?
fucking
Yeah.
steel cable on your fucking throat.
Yeah, your
Where that
your your
rope
skin's getting cut. Yeah.
it had plenty of give on that rope. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. You know who Duggan has really fucked over here?
Jake the Snake Roberts
Yeah, Jake Roberts, who's now just left
in a
alone.
4-on-1.
Thanks, Hacksaw. Thank you,
And
man. You really served your fucking country well here.
if we didn't have that Ultimate Warrior moment earlier, I would have thought this would have been the moment of the comeback. Did you
I
also
legitimately
notice?
thought like, well, Jake Roberts is fucked.
Yeah, 'cause especially what happens next. Did you see what Duggan said? They got bleeped out. He said bullshit, and they bleeped it out.
I heard the beep. I
Y-
didn't see or hear what it was for, but
Yeah,
I
so
did hear the beep.
when the ref told him that he got eliminated by disqualification, he looked at the ref and said, "That's bullshit," and they bleeped it out. Crazy. That's so funny.
Hey,
Um,
imagine being outnumbered by an entire three men, one of which is Andre the Giant. So
yeah,
immediately, all right. So immediately, your course of action should be to go into a test of strength with one of the strongest men in the world, right? That's logical progression. Jake Roberts felt, well, I'm I'm outnumbered here. I better do a test of strength with Dino Bravo. He is, like this dude is not trying to win a match. I don't know what's going on here. Like he's in dire straits,
yeah,
and
and
he's trying to wrestle, and he's like,
you know who else is in this match? Strangely too long.
are you about to say Dino Bravo?
No, Mr. Perfect. Why is he still
Oh
there?
yeah. Not only is he still there,
Oh yeah. But yeah, so basically what happens next is we get another Roberts versus Rude in the ring after Bravo tags in. Um, Mr.
and
Perfect.
is his lack of animosity to Rick Rude not disturbing a little bit to you? Like this dude had his wife's picture like on his tights last show,
Yeah, I think I would take it more personal than
and he's locking up with him. Like he's
yeah.
putting him in holds and shit, and not trying to brutalize him or murder him.
Yeah, I need like some slapping, some actual punching in the nose, maybe some hair pulling or something. I need some dirty fights, maybe a
I
kick in the
need
groin area.
I need him to at least try to come in like Andre's about to in a few minutes. You know?
Hmm. Did you see that when when Rick Rude had Jake Roberts on the ground, he was gyrating his hips?
Yeah,
I fucking love Rick Rude. He's so good at selling to the Rick Rude is up there for uh best in-ring selling to the crowd. Being an
yeah.
asshole that everyone
Oh
hates.
yeah, he works the crowd, dude. That's what I was saying. Like he doesn't do anything flashy. He completely his entire character and gimmick is based around how hateable he is and how he just knows how to make that crowd hate him. Like
Mm.
if I was like I said last week, man, if I was watching this show, I'd probably fucking hate this dude. Like if I was alive in this era watching this show, like as a fan, I'd probably fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, 100%. And so basically what happens is as Rick Rude is showing off, gyrating and everything, Jake Roberts actually goes behind him, pulls
Yep.
down the
Just
back of his pants,
and
and
sees that his wife is airbrushed on his ass. Whoa.
yeah, there's a
Not
tramp
really.
stamp of his
Yeah,
wife.
and it says like whatever the fuck her name was, Roberts, like
Yeah,
some
whatever.
old white lady name Roberts.
Betty, we'll call her Betty. And Jake actually does a DDT on him now, and Jake Roberts pins Rude.
All right, he got his revenge. Thank God.
Let
Yay.
let's end it there, guys.
Yep, that's it. We did it.
So yeah. So then here's where the scariest part in wrestling history happens, and I pray to God this never happens to me. But Jake Roberts got a very angry Andre the Giant in the ring.
He mauls him,
Yeah, he literally takes him to the corner, starts choking him out, headbutting him, and beating the
biting
shit,
him.
biting him every. The refs counting to 5. I thought they were gonna stop it way sooner than they did. But no, they just
Well,
they did a 4 count about 20 times of him getting
yeah,
choked
they
out
were
and
like,
bit.
"All right, hey Andre, for real, bro. Like, I'm scared of you, and I know you're gonna kill me if I eliminate you. But like, you gotta fucking chill, Andre. All right, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4, Andre, please, dude, don't make me. All right, we gotta do it. Like, he's the ref's like, he's gonna kill me if I disqualify him, but I gotta do it.
And finally, Andre gets disqualified. Do you what's the minutes from Rick's
Uh,
elimination to Andre's?
okay, so Rick gets eliminated at 28:45. Andre's out at 29:39, and then the finish comes at 30:03.
So there
I
was
love the finish, dude. I love this finish.
me too. There was literally a minute though of Jake
Him
Roberts
just,
getting the shit beat
yeah,
out of him.
just getting murdered.
Literally.
It was like Andre. It was like he kept poking Andre, who's on a chain, and Andre finally broke off the chain and got him.
And so after Andre is eliminated, we have Mr. Perfect who goes to the ring. He's confused, don't really know what's going on. He takes like a double look at Jake Roberts and then walks over there and pins him. And Team Dino and Andre wins.
That's probably my favorite elimination of the entire show. It's so simple that Andre, you could think of it as either Andre's like was so mad that about Jake for trying to feed him to a snake that he just lost his mind and killed him, or you can think of it he's like, hey, I've got 2 more guys on my team, I'm gonna brutalize this motherfucker and get disqualified doing it so they can just pin him.
And that's how Jesse looked at it. He mentions
Yeah,
after like he just knew he had to take one for the team. So
and boy did he.
yeah.
Like if I feel like if Andre, much like Ultimate Warrior, probably could have just soloed this. I don't think he needed the rest of the people. We probably could have just taken all of them.
That would have been a cool team, Andre and the Ultimate Warrior versus all 10 of the other people, or all 8
Yeah,
of the other people.
yeah, they get all 9 of the like Ultimate Warrior versus the heel team plus his 4 partners, and then Andre the same way.
That would have been good. I would have watched that. That's like John Cena and Randy Orton versus the whole Raw roster.
Yeah.
But after the match, they're all outside. They're being like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So Jake runs over, grabs Damien, and throws him on the ropes. And you would have thought a flood was coming, how fast Andre the Giant ran out of that ring. He was pushing them
Oh
to the
yeah.
side. He was like, we got to get the hell out of here. And they ran up the ramp fast.
I thought that was mostly this is mostly a good match. It got a little boring in the time where Jake was getting his ass kicked, but fucking hell was it worth it for that Andre mauling and the hilarious Kurt Hennig pin. I enjoyed the match. It definitely was way better than the match before it. It wasn't as I didn't like it as much as the first one.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it. I did think this was really good. I thought everyone in this match really served their purpose pretty well. Even Scott Casey, who I still don't know who the fuck he is, but like he got to do some cool things. He took a pin to make, to get Dino Bravo a win. He did his thing, especially since he's like the replacement's replacement. No one expected him to do much in this match, but he got to be a part of it, and that's cool. Tito Santana looked good. Everyone in this match served their purpose really well. I thought this was like really put together. This is probably like quintessential WWE 80s wrestling minus Hulk Hogan, as far as like all the tropes and shit you hit and all like the excitement and drama and storytelling of it. Because unlike the last match, this match did tell a story. This match did like have things that mattered, that had consequence. I felt rewarded for the finish for watching all of it, whereas the only reward I got from the last match is I didn't have to fucking watch it anymore. I quite like this.
Yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it way, way more than a tag team match. And also there was
But now the main event, man, the Red Rooster.
I'm
sorry, keep
reading
going.
I was reading back through some of our text messages over the years, and I know you've always had high praises on the Red Rooster, so I know you were
Yeah,
very
I have a
excited.
shrine to him, a Red Rooster.
Yeah, I mean we were roommates for a year. I remember you had what, 3 posters or something?
Yeah, well, I didn't have room for the big one, so.
Yeah, the cardboard
And,
cutout.
yeah, and you wouldn't let me put it in the living room.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Imagine what it would look like now. There'd be JYD shit everywhere, a bunch of like anti-Tito propaganda all over the walls.
What's his name? Honky Tonk Man, dude.
Oh my god, dude. We'd have
I would
Honky
make a
Tonk Man
shrine
shit
for him.
everywhere.
Elvis music is playing constantly.
Yeah, no, just cool, cocky, and bad on loop.
We should actually dress up as him for Halloween.
You be Honky Tonk Man, I'll be Jimmy Hart.
Okay, that works. And
I got the hair.
what's bad is like people are just gonna think I'm Elvis, and I have to
I
correct people.
I swear to God, yeah. I feel like you could pull off the Elvis suit better. You got the darker hair. Like, and we're just better suited for me to be Jimmy Hart. You to be
Yeah,
Honky Tonk Man.
and you get a bullhorn. The only
Yeah, and
problem
hey,
is,
bro, and you've seen my wrestling stuff, right? I'm a good talker. That's my main thing.
yeah,
I can talk. That's
and
that's why I do nothing but stumble when I talk on a podcast.
the only bad thing is you're about 3 inches taller than me, so that's the only bad thing.
We'll just get you some lifts.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Okay. How tall are you?
You
6'1"?
don't have to. I'm 5'11". You don't have to be that tall. You just have to be able to sing, dance, and play the guitar.
Shake, rattle, and roll. Never mind.
Shake, rattle,
You're
and
only an
roll.
inch
Yeah.
taller than me. I thought you were way taller than me.
Yeah. See, we'll just get you some
I
lifts,
think
man. We'll be
I
all
think
right.
I've always said that about you. But yeah. So after the match, we have a Big Boss Man team promo. This is where I learned that Akeem is actually one man gang.
Yes, I don't remember if I mentioned that to you last show,
No,
but
you did not. No. But what's funny is
one man gang is now the South African Dream, Akeem.
what's great is about this. It's pretty funny. It's like you can't have a one man gang and a police officer team up. So I understand why they had to change his gimmick.
Yeah, so naturally, the police officer won a team with a South African.
Yeah, yeah. Like you see that constantly.
Yeah, that's like all they're known for.
Also, why is it not Big Boss Man and Ted DiBiase? I don't know.
Because Ted DiBiase was on the other team. I don't know, man.
No, that's what I mean. Like, why
Wait,
is it
no, I mean,
not?
like,
Yeah,
yeah, why is he not a? Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. No, Andre was on the other team. Yeah,
yeah.
why is Ted DiBiase not the captain? Why is it? Well, it's because so Hogan's not like the main champion guy now. So Bossman and Akeem are like the newest big heels that want to go after Hogan. They're the Twin Towers, I believe now, or something like that. Is that what their name
Gotcha.
is?
Probably.
I don't remember. Uh, let's see. Mega Powers. Okay, dude, I swear their tag team name was like, yeah, the Twin Towers, yeah. So we have I'm trying to find like the little background for this. Yeah, the Mega Powers. Hogan and Savage formed this alliance at WrestleMania 4 after Hogan helped Savage in defeating DiBiase. DiBiase and Andre faced Hogan and Savage at SummerSlam. DiBiase fought. Okay, that's literally just repeating shit we've seen. I'm trying to see what happened in the middle here.
Remember when Elizabeth took off her pants?
Yeah, yeah, the secret weapon. In Yeah, so DiBiase bought another contract from Heenan, that of Hercules, who was a powerful force in WWF. Hercules refused to become DiBiase's slave and turned babyface. It started feuding with DiBiase. DiBiase and other heel wrestlers joined the Twin Towers against Hercules, the Mega Powers, and other babyfaces. So DiBiase's kind of fallen down the card a little bit, and now he's facing off with Hercules.
Who is now good?
Yes, yes, he's a good guy because he's not about to be DiBiase's slave. He was fine with being Jimmy Hart's, I guess,
Do
but
you
not Ted
think?
DiBiase's.
Do you think that Hercules put the he like put the chains of Olympus back up and told them, "Hey, I'm not gonna come beat you guys up anymore." He's like good Hercules now.
Yeah, he must. It must be. Yeah, this is the Hercules in the Disney movie that like saved everybody.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's like, "Hey, sorry for kicking y'all's ass a couple years ago. But hey, now I'm back and you can have all your good stuff." So, but yeah, so we have Team Akeem and Big Boss Man with Newly King Haku, Ted DiBiase, and the Red Rooster. I wonder how
Yeah,
he came
Red
up with his
Rooster,
name.
who is Terry Taylor. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure they gave him this name. He wrestled as just his regular name of, well, not his real name, but his normal wrestling name is Terry Taylor. And he wrestled for the NWA and I guess later on WCW. But I'm looking at his career right now. He's also been a trainer for WWE, and I think he might have done some. I know he did some stuff with TNA for a little while. I think he was like a road agent and stuff like that.
Oh,
Trying to
okay.
see where this fucking name came from. He was originally offered the Mr. Perfect gimmick, but he turned it down because he didn't think that it would be a success.
He wasn't perfect enough. I understand.
Dumb ass, dumbass. Because man, do I only have memories of how awesome Mr. Perfect was, and not really shit about who Red Rooster even is. He turned down Mr. Perfect, but he's okay with the Red Rooster. So he acquired Bobby Heenan as his manager, and then Bobby Heenan, Bobby Heenan rebranded the Red Rooster, which saw him don red tights, a ring coat, and later on when he turns a babyface in life, he's gonna comb his hair upwards for like a strut of a rooster. Yeah, that'll be cool. So that's cool. That'll get over more than Mr. Perfect, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Who doesn't? Whose favorite wrestler isn't the Red Rooster?
Yeah, for real.
But they are going against the team of co-captains Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, the Mega Powers, of course. Hillbilly Jim, Coco Beware,
Hogan's friend.
and Hercules. Remember when Hillbilly Jim was helping him work out at WrestleMania 2?
Yeah, man, they're just best friends all the time. And Hillbilly Jim said in his typical Southern drawl hillbilly voice, "Hey man, I hope you win at WrestleMania too."
Yeah.
It's fucking yes. I've now that you've mentioned it, it's really bugging me that Hillbilly Jim just has a regular ass voice.
He's just a normal guy who's
It
7'4".
it sounds like a northerner who was asked to dress like a southerner. Where is he from? Is he actually from
If Hillbilly Jim's from Boston, I'm gonna I'm gonna be so mad.
he actually is from Kentucky.
Okay, that's good because I swear to God, if he was from the north and he donned Hillbilly
He,
Jim, I'd have been
he,
so mad.
he, he used to wrestle under the ring name Harley Davidson.
I've always told you I love Hillbilly Jim. uh, but yeah, let's get into this match. We have starting out in this match, we had Macho Man and Ted. They actually start first, which I thought was very fun.
Yeah, for sure. The main event of WrestleMania 4 all over again.
Oh yeah. And did you notice that the back of Coco's pants were blurred out the entire time?
I did, and I don't know what they say.
I'm about to tell you right now. Let's
While
see.
you're looking for this, I'd like to point out that this is the first time I can remember Jive Soul Bro, and I think it's only because it played so long. And it was crazy seeing the entire heel team for the main event of this show come out to Slick's music. But still kind of cool. I feel like this is probably the most important Slick has ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
And because before it's just like, all right, here's another heel manager in a suit that we have for when some of our mid card heels need a heel, but Jimmy Hart and Bobby Heenan have too many clients. So here's Slick. Here you go. You get Slick now. But Slick felt somewhat important
Uh,
here.
I got I got some news. Actually, I'm gonna start rolling off some things about Survivor Series real quick, if that's okay.
All right, cool. Did you get this also on the Wikipedia page, or is this some other like
This is some
15
other
things you
things.
didn't know about Survivor Series?
It's 10 things.
10 things you didn't know about Survivor Series 88. The
Yeah.
Blue Blazer was Owen Hart.
Uh, actually, this we've actually seen the last of Don Morocco.
Oh, we have?
Yep.
That's depressing.
His body was failing him. He was 40 years old, and
Oh, yeah, fuck.
his steroid use has compromised his mobility at the
Oh,
time.
no.
Yeah.
Not the steroid abuse.
Yep.
Oh, my
So
God.
Morocco and Vince met at the end of '88, and they agreed that they would part ways. That's the reason why Jumpin' Jim Brunzell was on Ultimate Warrior's team and not Don Morocco.
Okay,
Yep.
that makes
And
sense.
yeah. And the other thing was during the during the match with the first match, actually there's a point in it where Blue Blazer jumps over Harley Race and he actually injures his groin during it, so that's why he had to be eliminated during the
Oh,
match.
that's what happened to who?
Blue
You mean
Blazer.
Greg Valentine?
Uh, what happens is whenever Blue is jumping over Greg actually
Yeah,
headbutts his groin. Yeah, and
I did note that, but missed it when we were talking about it because I noted that they had a small little botch there, but they kind of picked it back up soon. But I couldn't tell that dude was hurt, and that's why they went to the figure four when they did.
oh, gotcha.
It
Yep.
didn't look like it was something that came out of nowhere. You know, like, it looked like it was supposed to happen there. So I guess that's a nice little compliment to their work. But that sucks that he gets to debut and or not debut maybe, but like his first major pay per view appearance and he gets hurt. That kind of sucks.
So, so the reason why he had the censoring was it
Okay.
was he had WWF on his tights. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right.
you
There's
know it's
WWF all over the show, by the way. Like, are they like?
yeah, even the logo in the bottom right, the watermark, it literally
Yeah.
is. Yeah. So
There,
I don't
there's
know.
this. There was this point in time. It was like maybe the first 7, 8, maybe 10 years after the initial rebranding to WWE from WWF, where a lot of the home videos, and I had their on-demand service on Comcast back then, 24/7, which was like kind of the predecessor to the WWE network, you know. Um, and all of the Attitude Era shit, all the scratch logos, like the WWF logo, all of it blurred out, and that shit is everywhere on these shows.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
see it
No, I remember
because I know
getting
I'm gonna bring this
tapes.
back up.
I remember renting DVDs and that stuff would happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
I totally know what you're talking about.
45% of the screen is a fucking blur.
And also the reason why they did co-captains, fun fact, they didn't want um people like Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, not Hogan the Ultimate Warrior. Well, I guess Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and Andre and like Honky Tonk Man and Big Boss Man and like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. They didn't want them to seem like they were mid-card people. So that's why they added an equal person as their co-captain. So that's why like
Okay,
Jake is with
so
Hacksaw.
naturally, yeah.
So they didn't
And
want
the mega
Andre.
powers get the twin towers. That's equal star power.
And I don't understand why they would choose Ron Bass as Honky Tonks, but that's the reason why they didn't want them to
Right.
seem like a subordinate to the other people like Macho Man. So they wanted to give everybody a co-captain. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess it wouldn't have made sense to have Bad News Brown as a captain because he's not a team guy.
and also they didn't
And
want
it wouldn't
to
be Danny
like.
Davis.
Of course, there's no reason to put Hogan as the main guy for the main event because why
Yeah,
would
because
you do that?
Savage is the.
Savage is the champion, so that's
But
why
you also
that's
don't
another
want
reason.
Hogan to appear less than.
Exactly. So that's why
And
they
he
gave
doesn't.
everyone.
And
Yeah,
he
he does.
doesn't because all the babies come out to Randy Savage's music except one,
Yep.
except Hogan, who
Except
comes out on
Hogan.
his own.
Literally the last one too. So, but yeah, there's
Yep.
some fun facts about Survivor Series. We should do that more. I think you know what? I'm gonna add that now on. Right before we get to the main event, I'm gonna give you 5 fun facts about Survivor
Yes,
Series
about the
later.
show, about whatever show we're watching.
Yep.
Can't wait for you to come back with the facts for NWA Star or not sorry WCW Starcade '88.
I can't wait to bring you fun facts about the Red Rooster when he beats Macho Man for the WWF Championship WrestleMania 5.
Yeah, or Bad News Brown when he wins the title.
I heard it's a triple threat between them three. Oh, actually, Fatal
Yeah,
4-Way. Ron Bass will actually be
that
there.
that famous music where Bad News Brown pins Hogan by stacking Randy Savage's lifeless body on top of him too. Crazy,
Yeah,
fucking nuts.
and Andre is the special guest referee.
Yeah. Well, because he's a celebrity because he's already retired by that point, so he's like the
Yep.
celebrity appearance because Muhammad Ali's like the timekeeper,
Yep.
and Chuck E. Cheese and Ronald McDonald are actually guest commentators.
Yeah, and
Really, they really go crazy with it at some point.
yeah, and Aretha Franklin's actually the outside referee. So
She actually takes Elizabeth's place at some point.
Okay, that's smart. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But let's get back to this match. I'm sorry for that, everyone, but it was much needed.
I'm not sorry for shit.
Yeah, me either. Fuck it, that was hilarious. uh, so yeah, we have, and also what's good about this, they don't give a fuck who to tag in. I mean, you get to see Randy Savage,
No.
you get to see Hulk Hogan before the first elimination. But hey, listen to this. Coco Beware is electric. He is
Yeah,
everywhere.
Coco's awesome.
Sneaky MVP of this early match. He's doing drop kicks. He's jumping off top
There's
rope.
there's one thing that he does that I thought was so cool. Um, Red Rooster shoots him to the ropes, and he jumps up on the ropes and he fakes like he's gonna jump off. So he ducks.
And the
So
Red
like
Rooster
Red
prepares. Yeah.
Yeah, like he ducks and prepares for it, and then when he looks up, Coco's coming off with a drop kick. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm. And that sets
Watch
up.
for me to steal that sometime soon.
Okay. Okay.
I've actually done something like it before, but like now that I'm reminded of its existence, I love it.
And that actually
Any of that
sets.
thinking man's wrestling shit, like where you're doing something not because it's a move you know will put your opponent down, but because you're thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead of your opponent. That's the kind of shit I like, bro. Mental chess with my storytelling. I love that shit.
When you're out there, do you ever get off like script and you're thinking like, do you think about other things with you're out there, or are you just thinking about the match?
It's really weird to explain because like match adrenaline is such a strange thing. Like your brain is hyper focused on what's happening, but is also at the same time aware of everything happening around you because there's so much that can happen and so much that can go wrong, and like you're working with somebody else to make something happen, so it takes like two, sometimes 3 or 4 people on the same page to make it go the way you're like that it should. So any moment in time something could go wrong. There's like something could not happen the way it does, and you have to like everybody has to adjust and like somehow telepathically communicate to find the solution. So it's I guess yeah, it's easy to think about several other things going on at once, but it's one of those things where like I can't really explain it thoroughly because I have to be in the mindset to really like picture it in a way. Does that make sense? Like it's hard for me to explain it. Like
No, I
it's
understand.
because honestly, when the adrenaline kind of comes down, I kind of forget about a lot. And I'll
Yeah.
go back and like watch my match like, oh yeah, that was what happened there.
Yeah, I know like a lot of boxers and stuff get the same feeling of they're just hyper focused on what's going
Yeah,
on in
like
front of them. Yeah.
you're really in the moment uh with wrestling.
Yeah, no, I understand
But
that.
like when you have things that are, very thorough and involved, it's while this is going on and while all this other shit could be happening, like you're also thinking, you know, 15, 20 minutes ahead of like, all right, that's coming, that's coming. Did any of the things that just happened, how's that going to affect that? Like, let's say, for example, you have like you're in a ladder match or something, and you've got something big with the ladder coming, but 2 or 3 minutes into a match, one of the ladder legs break or something. You immediately got to think, oh shit. What's going to happen with the next 6 or 7 things that involve this ladder, and how do I fix it? How do I communicate with this guy to fix it? But also, I can't stop moving because a bunch of people are watching me.
You
That makes
talk
sense.
do you talk a lot in the corners?
In wrestling, everyone just talks in general. Like you have to keep communicating.
I got you. I never see your mouth move though, so you're very good at it,
You
by
just
the way.
get you just get kind of. It's a lot easier to not be heard than you think it is. Because I swear when I started wrestling, man, I felt like I heard everyone like, oh, drop down, drop kick or whatever. I felt like I heard everyone hear me, and now I just shout because they can't. I know they can at this point.
Yeah, you're fooling me. So, but
My
yeah,
favorite thing I've ever
after
shouted was Iggy, 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 Iggy. I'll give you insight to that one day, but I don't want to talk about that day.
okay, but after Coco hits him, it sets up Savage's flying elbow drop. Still the most beautiful move in sports entertainment, in my opinion.
It still is. That's how they get the rooster, right?
Yep, and the Rooster is
Yeah.
eliminated by Randy Savage.
They all just start celebrating like they have already won. Like all the baby faces are like, "Fuck yeah, we got him!"
Uh,
Woo! But there's still like 4 guys on the other team. 2 of them are pretty fucking big.
and did you see that once they were doing that, the heel team, they were with their managers thinking like, I wrote, we are literally having a 30-minute or 30-second conference because the Red Rooster got
Yeah, yeah,
eliminated.
yeah. They're like, "Okay, fuck, dude, fuck. The Red Rooster's gone. What do we do?" I don't know, man. Our whole plan revolved around the Red Rooster being able to drop Hogan and Savage by himself. What do we
Yeah,
do?
he was supposed to be our main guy.
Red
Um,
Rooster was supposed to take down Savage, Hogan, and Hercules.
So after this, we had Hogan and Haku in the match. They were spicing it up a little bit, doing their thing. This is where I wrote Islanders, no more enders, and the joke's not gonna hit. So,
I loved it. I loved it.
uh, yeah. And eventually, Hogan tags in Hercules, who then surprisingly escapes Akeem and tags in Hillbilly Jim, who Akeem just literally beats the shit out of, even though
Yeah.
on surface level you would expect, okay, this is gonna be an easy match. But no, Hakeem nails him with the clothesline and then hits a
Hakeem.
I said the H, didn't I?
Yeah, Hakeem is the guy who wrestled Friday. Yeah.
Hakeem
shout
Elijah.
shout out shout out Hakeem Young.
Shout out Hakeem
He
Young.
he, he beat me by disqualification.
Yeah, because of Saul Wright, right?
Because 80s wrestling finish bullshit, bro. You can't pin Cam on a weekly show.
I've been saying that.
I'm just being a shithead. I'm just being a shithead.
I've been saying that. And then Akeem, he eliminates Hillbilly Jim by just being on top of him and Hillbilly not being able to move him.
Yeah. I like the little build up to that though. It's cool.
Yeah. And then right after it, Coco Beware, he comes back in. Electric as always now.
Yeah, he just comes with the most explosive dropkick I've seen, and then he just tags in Hogan. He's done.
Hey, you know when you gotta pick and choose where you can get in. You
Yeah,
know?
hey, I did my part, Hogan. Get in there and finish it. Do the rest. He staggered with a big ass drop kick.
And then
I helped get rid of the rooster, man. I've done my part.
yeah, honestly, with the Rooster, it's like the faces have to know they're gonna win.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's why they ganged up on Rooster so
that is
quickly. They
so
had to get him out of the
smart.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you always go after their best guy, the Red Rooster.
Yeah, thank God it wasn't Bad News Brown. They'd have been fucked, dude. They'd have been done.
God, Bad News Brown instead of the Rooster in this would have been so much better. Could you
Imagine Bad News Brown. No, sorry. Imagine Red Rooster leaving in the last match because Greg Valentine kicked him.
Yeah, for real. What the hell? No, but how good would it be to see Bad News and Ted and
Yeah, to make
Big
him
Boss
appear like a main
Man?
eventer because he could have got pinned here by Randy Savage at the beginning. It'd have been okay.
100%. Yeah. Or do the same walkout, but
Or
in
do
the
the
main
same
event,
thing. Yeah, do the same thing except he's mad at Ted DiBiase.
which would have been way better than him being mad at Greg fucking Valentine. Sorry, I know you like
Yeah.
him.
Oh, I love Greg Valentine, but I also love Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. And so Coco, he nailed Hakeem with a drop kick, and Big Boss Man tagged in. Coco misses a splash on him. So Hakeem sent him into the turnbuckle, and then Big Boss Man, uh, he did what's his finisher?
The Boss Man Slam.
The Boss Man Slam, and Coco Beware is the next eliminated from this match.
Another nice little lead up to an elimination, I thought.
Yeah.
Because this was at 11 minutes. Like, we've only had 3 eliminations and we're 12 minutes in. And I haven't really had any issue with this match so far.
Me either.
I
And
felt
this
like they
next part is
finally.
so funny.
Yes.
It is so good. But the heels have taken advantage, though. It is now 4-3 in favor of the heels. But were you gonna say anything else about this match? Did I cut you off?
I mean, no. I'm trying to see where the next elimination is, but I think we actually have a minute. Yeah, because when Boss Man comes in here, the face off between him and Hogan, like even though he's not quite Andre size wise, or star power wise. There's still quite a big pop for this face off between these two. And Bossman takes Hogan's offense like really well and makes it look like it's killing him without ever even falling and bumping. So it's still kind of making him look pretty strong. And eventually, we get the big Hogan slam and all that shit.
Yeah, the boss man selling in this next couple minutes is very good.
Yes.
The boss man being so upset that everyone loves Hulk Hogan and not him
Yeah,
is
it's
fucking
not flying,
great.
bro.
It's so
It's
fucking great. Yeah, so just like you mentioned, Hogan slams boss man and the crowd went great.
yeah,
Ventura actually pointed out that he said it, but it's probably not true, but it was 450 pounds of Big Boss Man. Uh,
sure.
yeah,
We'll give it to him.
yeah,
He slammed Andre. Like, it's not a big deal when Hogan slams a big guy. I don't know how this gets a reaction every time. We've seen this happen to bigger guys, but whatever, man. If it works, keep doing it. Like, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
yeah, I agree. Let's see. And so after that, the heels just start working on Hogan
Yeah,
uh,
he gets a spine buster, right?
from Big Boss Man. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Bossman looks really good in this match. And I thought he looked great after the last match in SummerSlam, but he's kind of fucking up Hogan here, whether you eventually get beat for it or not. The fact that you're able to put Hogan in peril at all is quite a feat for a character on a show to have. And Bossman just getting it here, it looks really great for him. I've really enjoyed Bossman. And I know it's not gonna last forever. There's not about to be some big boss man title run or anything like that, and there really shouldn't be. This is just another big heel for Hogan to overcome, but he's playing that role very well. I've
King
really
Kong
enjoyed Boss
Bundy.
Man.
King Kong Bundy.
He's another King Kong Bundy, except he's not gonna get a WrestleMania main event out of it because we have 50 other shows and honestly a lot of better options at this point.
Yeah,
But Boss
and
Man looks great, and I'm really happy to see him like doing well in this match.
yeah, and finally, Big Boss Man tags in DiBiase after beating the shit out of Hogan. Um, Hogan then goes on to do his no selling routine. The
Yeah,
second,
he's hulking up.
yep, second of the night. Hacksaw does it better in my no. There's zero chance that's actually a true sentence. Uh,
Yeah, no one is gonna Hulk up better than Hulk.
yeah, exactly. And then Hercules gets tagged in from Hogan, and now we have the two guys who hate each other. Um, and of course, it's not going to be we're just gonna, kick each other's ass, and hopefully one of us just spins each other right. Virgil, the guy we haven't seen him wrestle yet, but he trips up Hercules, and of course the outside ref did not see it at all. Which it's like, why do we even have two
Well,
refs?
he's probably staring at Elizabeth.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Okay, if that's the reason, okay. He's probably just waiting
Yeah,
for her to.
that or he's still asleep from the tag match.
That can also be a great reason for it. And yeah, so what happens next is Ted rolls him up and Hercules is eliminated. So
Yep,
upset.
there he goes. Thank God you turned babyface, so you can start now taking dirty pinfalls and
And
getting rolled up by managers.
what's funny right here is as Ted is yelling at Hercules outside the ring, uh
Yeah,
Macho Man and Randy or Macho Man and Randy, Macho Man and Hulk, they're over there in the corner, and Elizabeth actually touches Macho Man's leg, runs over there and actually rolls up Ted himself. And
she
Ted
does a
DiBiase
manager's
is
job, man.
yeah.
She's officially graduated from valet to manager by getting involved in helping her client win. She did so last month, let's face it, or not last month, but last show. But now she's like helping, like she's telling Randy, like, "Hey, he's distracted, man. Go get him." Oh yeah, good idea.
And
I thought it was a fun thing. But hey, now that Ted DiBiase is eliminated, do you remember our favorite segment from the previous year's Survivor Series?
yeah, he stole the show by far.
By not even being on it.
Not he wasn't even there in the arena.
Yeah. And he had the best segment of the entire show.
Literally, they filmed. Oh, first of all, they did the film up of him, being rude to the fans, and then him
Yeah,
at
and then
the pool party,
he's
and
he bought out the public pool. He made the woman bark like a fucking dog and
God, the kid do
kicked
the
the basketball
push-ups.
away. Oh yeah, the kid did the push-ups. Which one was RVD? Which
The one kissing the foot in the
Oh
ring,
yeah, okay. God damn, dude.
which is
That's how you earn a
crazy.
contract
Yeah,
with
because
ECW.
literally, told you like a week later because they did the RVD documentary recently,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
literally in the trailer. And he was talking about how it was his first time ever going to a wrestling match, and he saw that at I think 16 years old or whatever. And I'm like, that is crazy. And he became fucking Rob Van Dam. Wild.
Yep,
Is
just
he
that
still
segment
wrestling?
alone got him. I believe so, more or less. Maybe not
Wow.
like full time, but he's still doing stuff. He's still around.
God, I can't wait for him and John Cena's match. It is so good.
Oh yeah, I watched that live.
You lucky bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after the roll up on Ted DiBiase, we are down to three hills: Big Boss Man, Akeem, and Haku against Hogan and Savage, the Mega Powers. Um, and
Again, those poor bastards.
this
They're left alone with the mega powers.
this next part I did not like at all, and I get different
Was it the
times.
wedgie?
No, it's
Hmm.
so after they're beating the shit out of Hogan, like actual like beating the shit out of him,
Yeah,
like
I wrote down that Hogan's taken more offense than I think I've ever seen him take.
yeah, like he is literally like he's tired, he's hurt, he's injured, he's like really he's getting the shit beat out of him bad.
Wait, I don't think we've ever seen Hogan this in peril. Like Bundy crushed his back or some fuck shit, and he was in less peril than this.
Yeah, I mean he was working out with 300
Oh
pound
yeah, that's
weights.
right. Yeah, he was doing like the elevated lifts and shit, dude.
Yeah. Uh yeah, and also they weren't covering him. Like Big Boss Man wanted to make this a note that we're just gonna be over here and beat the
Oh,
shit out of him.
dude, Boss Man did his finisher to Hulk Hogan and didn't
Uh-huh.
pin him, which is so weird because your finish, by definition, it's that, you know. So I guess is he afraid Hogan was going to kick out of it? But no, instead it's the fucking 80s. So what has to happen, Landon?
So
He goes,
what happens is he goes up to the top rope
yeah.
and
Does he ever?
misses
No way.
Hogan, and
Uh
Hogan
huh.
makes the hot tag to Savage. But listen, this is where
Yeah,
it gets
I know.
bad. This is
It
where it
gets a
gets
little
bad.
different here. Yeah.
This is the second time that Slick has got involved with Elizabeth, but this time it's way worse than him just screaming at her. He
Yeah.
is dragging her by the arm
Uh huh.
to go over to the heel side. And
Guess
I
what's happening right now, though? The ref's
Macho
counting, man.
Oh, the ref is counting. You're right.
The ref is counting, but does anyone hear it? There's two refs out there. Is one of them going to tell him that?
Yeah.
Oh well.
And Hogan eventually makes his way over, saves Elizabeth by punching Slick. But Big Boss Man grabs Hogan and handcuffs him to the bottom of the rope and is counted out. It's like dude, you have the upper hand. There's three of you.
Yeah, they're
Hogan
literally trying to lose.
Yeah, Hogan is literally he's beat up. Go let him
Hmm.
save Elizabeth. Just worry about Macho Man. You don't have to go out there. Okay, you're gonna
And
handcuff
then they
him.
can 3-on-1 Hogan, who's handcuffed now.
Exactly. And no, Big Boss Man is out.
He
And
gets
guess what?
counted out. Yeah.
He does not leave in a hurry.
No.
um, but yeah,
Why
Bass.
couldn't him just beating him with the nightstick while he was on the
uh,
handcuffed rope? Like, why couldn't that just be his disqualification? Why do we have to do the count out?
I am so glad you called it a nightstick, because that's what I wrote. I wrote a nightstick. I wrote nightstick, or if I Cameron says it and I wrote it wrong, baton. So I'm so glad you wrote nightstick. Because that's what
Um,
I've always thought that was. So
remember last year when Hogan got eliminated and they were like, "Hey,
he got
if you
counted
don't
out, right?
leave, yeah," and they said if you don't leave, you're going to forfeit this match for your team. But Big Boss Man gets counted out, and he beats Hogan to death with a nightstick, and they're like, "Hey, dude, can you stop doing that, please?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool if you don't want to, but we'd really appreciate it if you'd stop attacking Hogan with the nightstick." And then eventually, I guess he just does. I guess he gets tired of doing it. But like, why last year were we sticking it to the babyface by telling him to get the fuck out of here? But this year's the heel, and they're like, whatever. He can just
And
do what he wants.
do you want to know something weird?
Though to be fair, he is a cop, so you know,
Yeah, I guess he does have his advantages. You're right.
qualified immunity.
He has a badge, so.
I want to
Um,
see this body cam footage of him
but
beating the fuck out of Hogan.
while this is happening, so he's choking him out with a baton. He's beating up Hogan with a baton. Uh, Akeem gets the baton right here,
Yeah,
or no, the nightstick. I don't know what kind of baton, but and
it's tomato tomato, brother. It's the
yeah,
same thing.
and he hits Savage with it. It's like you cannot be in a better
Yeah,
place than right
yeah.
now.
You
You
literally
literally
were winning.
you have Haku on the apron, who is fresh as ever. You have Hogan. He's literally over there and he is handcuffed to the ropes. You don't need to use the nightstick. Just keep tagging in and out, work your two-man magic, and just beat the crap out of Macho Man. You didn't need to use it at all.
They really did not want Akeem or Boss Man to get pinned.
Because guess what? The ref disqualifies Akeem.
Yeah, he
And now
should.
it's down to a 2-on-1.
Yeah, Haku is fucked.
Yeah. It's just like, what are we doing here? Uh,
This looked like if you were playing an elimination tag match on 2K24 with your little brother and you were eliminating way too many of your little brother's people, and all of a sudden like you had one of his handcuffed to the bottom rope and three people left in the ring, and your mom's like, you got to stop being so hard on him. And you're like, all right, cool, I guess I'll get Boss Man counted out and I'll hit him with the nightstick real quick and I'll just play as Haku and then I'll let him beat me with the fucking mega powers.
yeah, literally
So
what
mom will leave
happened.
us. Mom says that Haku has to play. Mom says that Hogan and Savage has to win because little brother's playing them. They like there's no reason the baby faces should have been able to win this other than the fact that it's Hogan and Savage. But again, it's Hogan and Savage. Why couldn't they just overcome? Like, is Boss Man and Akeem really that important? The dude who was one man gang last show and is now like South African or some shit. Like, is this tag team really that important that they can't be taking losses to the fucking champion and the face of the company? But they're not tag champions if they're this important? What the fuck is going on?
Hmm.
Like, it's not even like if Hogan or Savage beat one of them right now, then the heat is dead. Because this was just a fucking Survivor Series match. I'm sure at some point on a Saturday Night Main Event or something, we're going to get Mega Powered versus Twin Towers, and they're finally going to beat them. I'm sure we are, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's
We have
endless
to.
possibilities that happen. So,
So, but I just don't get why either Boss Man and Hakeem couldn't win by getting Savage and Hogan counted out, but with maybe they handcuff them to the post and they get counted out or something like that, and then they run through Hercules, Coco, and Jim. But and then you can get your Savage Hogan win. But why are we just so concerned with protecting Boss Man and Hakeem right now that we make them look like complete dumbasses?
what
And
I
also, they've abandoned Haku, other than the fact that Slick stays around with the fucking key for Hogan.
yeah, and they finally leave. And yeah, so Akeem and Big Boss Man finally leave. They also make a note here. Monsoon says that they make Slick stay there because he has the keys.
Yeah,
Um,
instead of just, forcing him to give the fucking keys over and eliminating his and disqualifying his last dude or something.
yeah,
Showing any type. Now the outside ref wants to get involved.
yeah, and so what's happening is Elizabeth is trying to help Hogan, and both the outside and inside ref go over there and they're like, "Hey, you can't be doing this." So Slick holds Macho Man against the ropes, and Haku tries to go for like what what am I trying to think of? Where they jump up and they kick their legs at him. What's that called?
Like the little like some where I'm trying to see where.
He just went for a drop kick. He went for a drop kick.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Savage basically moves out the way and Slick gets
Oh
hit,
yeah, because Elizabeth starts to like pickpocket him.
which is crazy from Jesse right
Yeah.
there, by the way. Uh,
Yeah.
so Slick's now on the ground outside, and
Yeah. At this
finally,
point, Hogan's free, so Haku really is fucked.
yeah, Elizabeth goes over there, starts reaching in the pocket, and Jesse goes, she's trying to pickpocket him. She's not getting the key. She's going for the wallet and everything.
I was about to say, bro, I wish she had also like pulled out the key and like a watch and all that shit, like some money
That
and
would
shit
have
like
been
that, and like
awesome.
pocketed that herself, but also gave Hogan the key back.
Yes. And so yeah, so she lets Hogan out. Hogan now going to the his apron. Uh, Haku gets kicked in the corner, and Hogan gets tagged in. Basically, just beats the crap out of him for a minute. Hits his
Yeah,
leg drop, and Hogan pins Haku for Team Mega Powers to win.
yeah. Once Hogan comes in, he basically just wins the match.
Yeah.
I thought I put that this was the best match of the night. I thought this was really fun. I had a blast watching this, honestly.
And did you
There was
see what happened though after the match?
I absolutely did. I was gonna ask you if you were noticing this, but keep
It
going.
told all.
Yep. Yeah, keep going.
Hogan grabs
Uh huh.
Elizabeth and picks her up. And man, oh man, was someone mad about that and would
Oh
not
yeah.
take
They
his
didn't
eyes
draw
off
much
of her.
attention to it.
They did not at all, but you know who did? This guy
Hmm.
right here. That's all I thought
I'm
about
proud of
after
you.
watching
I'm
this.
proud of you, buddy. What does this change your perception on what's to come at all?
Yeah, I think WrestleMania 5 is about to see them too. Now, I don't know who wins the second Royal Rumble, but I think his name begins with an H and ends with a K. So, uh,
Well, so here's one thing that I can point out to you right now. Right now in history, it's gonna be a minute before the Rumble winner gets the shot at Mania. It's gonna be a
oh,
minute before
okay. I
that becomes a
I
thing.
was thinking they were gonna fix it in the second one.
I mean, I don't even know if Hogan's in the next Royal Rumble, but because I honestly don't. I think the next Rumble is the one I know the least about. But I am glad that just by looking at this, you picked up on the story coming out of this, and it's now changed your idea of Savage against Ted or Andre
He
for
was not
WrestleMania 5.
happy at all.
Yeah,
He
you
was
picked up
mad.
on it immediately.
He was mad. Once he saw it and he did not take his eyes off it, he was even pointing toward him. Like when where Elizabeth was holding both their arms up. Oh man,
Yeah.
I cannot wait for their fight. I cannot wait for it. I know it's gonna happen
Yep.
because Macho Man ain't gonna take shit like that to his girl. We know him. Yeah, if this was 2 years ago, Macho ain't nothing but a
Maybe.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
If it's 2 years
Macho,
ago, whatever, hey, just leave her alone. But now it's like, hey, man.
good husband and father, Macho. Hell no, hell no. But yeah,
I love the subtlety of it, though. He was still celebrating. Like he was,
lifting
he
his
still won
arm
the
and
match.
everything. Yeah.
He's still celebrating with Hogan and Elizabeth. He doesn't jump to any conclusion. He not yet at least. He doesn't immediately just accuse him of some shit, but you can see that he's like, what the fuck is I'm a little skeptical on this. I'm a little suspicious here. Something's going on here. I'm really glad you caught on that. I'm so proud of you, man.
I don't know why they didn't say anything about it. I don't know why Jesse wouldn't say in his
They
Jesse
will.
things.
They will, but I feel like this was one of those things where it's supposed to be like, let's have the nice moment now, but not outright. Well, we'll show you the subtlety of where we're going, but we won't beat you over the head with it yet because this is all in all supposed to be a happy moment. But we have shows like Superstars now and Saturday Night Main Events occasionally, where we can tell a little bit more of a story with interview segments about like what was up with that, man. I noticed you got some eyes for my wife here.
Speaking of that, we
We
got to remember to watch it. It happens in February, main event too. So.
okay. Well, hey, February is gonna be fucking great then. because February is also gonna have the NWA show that we're gonna watch
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we'll
with
have that.
some very good wrestling. Probably one of the best matches of all time.
But yeah, here you can go first. What'd you think?
Overall, it was Survivor Series. I like the opener, and the main event. The middle two, not so much. I'll admit the third one was fine though. I'll say that. It just had a little bit of boring moments to it during the like the Jake Roberts heat specifically, but there were plenty of redeeming qualities. But that fucking tag match, and that's all I'm gonna say about that anymore, dude. Like I've said all the terrible things I need to say about that tag match. But this was a hard watch just because of the long nature of the matches. But I will say that I think it was better than last year's. I mean, the main event match was better than last year's main event. The women's tag match last year was really good too, and I kind of think it was better than most of this show. But I really like seeing the main event level storytelling they do with people like Hogan, Savage, and even Boss Man and Akeem, Ted DiBiase. There was not a single bit of wasted motion in the main event. Everything they did had some kind of like everything they did meant something. It mattered to the overall story, even if it was stupid at times, like Bossman and Akeem basically just giving the match to the Mega Powers. Um, I need to give a very special honorable mention when it comes to Gorilla and Jesse Ventura, because we've had a few shows without them, and those shows have really made me miss them. And getting to have them in this show was truly a blessing, given that for a lot of the show I relied on listening to them to entertain me, because there was several times where I just wasn't really into what was going on, other than like I said, the main event and the opening match. Performer of the night, I'm gonna give to Bad News Brown. That dude was
Okay.
awesome in his tag match. He played his character so well. I loved how he got out of the match. His promo after was really good. I just really like seeing Bad News Brown right now. But it's also it says something when you can stick out on a show like this that's not really made for that many people to stick out, you know? Like look at a match that had talent like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. None of them were able to stick out because that match was just so fucking chaotic. But he found the crack in the door and he kicked that fucker open. My favorite match of the night for me is the main event. My promo of the night is the Bad News Brown, and then I think for like moment would be Hogan escaping the cuffs. That was a pretty awesome moment there. Also, the Andre spot tied up in the ropes, really good spot too. But I think the moment of the night, best moment of the night was Hogan getting out of the cuffs. The main event just had a lot of redeeming stuff to it. I love that main event so much.
All right.
But I would say on a scale, I'd probably give this shit like a 2 out of 5, 2 out of 5 maybe. Because the main event was really good and I like the beginning, so I can't just give it terrible scores because the other two matches. And also, these aren't gonna be. I don't want to grade these on the same scale as like a SummerSlam or WrestleMania because these are different shows than that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they're meant to scratch a different itch or touch a different nerve. But I didn't thoroughly enjoy this show, but it did have moments that I enjoy, like the main event.
Yeah, no, I agree with actually most of the things you say, so I'll try to just brush over them. The best match, in my opinion, yeah, was that main event. I mean, once you get to see Macho Man and Hulk Hogan be on the same team, and you also get to see people like Big Boss Man and Ted DiBiase, and even you get flashes of Coco Beware being awesome like he is
Hmm.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
it was easily the best match of the night. I mean, star power wise, great. Yeah, worst match was that tag team match. Don't you ever put me through a 45-minute match again, WWE or WWF? What do you say?
I hope by next Survivor Series that tag elimination match is gone.
Yeah, please. Or put the women's match in. Women's tag would have been way better. We got to see more new faces. Everything like that would have been totally fine. Uh, performer of the night. I oh man, I'm just gonna do it. Randy Savage, especially because his ending.
Okay,
I
that's a
fucking love.
valid choice, man.
Yeah, I
No,
love
I
Randy
agree.
Savage. I would go. I would go Bad News Brown second because he also had the best promo of the night. And now I know WrestleMania 5 is going to be a fatal four-way. Um, it's going to be Bad News Brown versus Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan
Uh,
versus Ted versus Macho Man
oh,
WWF
you
Championship.
think they leave out Red Rooster?
He'll be on commentary. He'll
He's
be
probably beating Ultimate Warrior in the semi-main for the Intercontinental title.
that. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Give me Honky Tonk Man a special guest for that, and that literally that main event would be the greatest main event of all time. You're welcome.
Yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
And JYD's music is just playing the whole time in the background as well.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that has to. That or Honky Tonk Man.
I'm actually gonna give it one more star. I think it's uh,
Three and a half.
I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I actually think it's better than last year's SummerSlam. I
Survivor
think
Series.
Survivor Series. What is going on?
I mean, I do think that it was just last. I just didn't really enjoy anything as much as the women's Survivor Series match, except like I said, this main event. I loved the main event. The rest of the show was just like good to please never make me do this again.
It could be the nuance of everything as well because also when we started Survivor Series, that was probably like episode 5 or 6 of this. Well, now
Yeah,
we're episode 10, and now we're seeing all these people that we like and love more often, and it's just like, oh, thank God they were
yeah,
here. Also, we
and
get to
also
see Sean
in
and
yeah,
the new people, Arn Anderson.
but also in real time, I'm not. I didn't watch Survivor Series like the last year Survivor Series 5 weeks ago. It would have been if it was in real time, it'd have been a whole year. So by the time you get back around to this, maybe you're in the mood for the Thanksgiving tradition of Survivor Series.
Hmm.
But for us, where it's like the middle of fucking July and we recorded the other Survivor Series in June, I wasn't ready for this again.
But yeah, all in all, I didn't think it was too bad. The booking was great. Bad News Brown would get another shout out for me because just like I mentioned, promo of the night, and I can't wait for him to go on his historic WWF Championship soon. So, also I want to give Manager of the Night to Frenchie Martin, for his flag holding skills,
Yeah.
and I know he got a great workout out of that. So that's it for me.
Oh, he absolutely did.
But yeah, so explain. Yeah, what would we be watching that next?
All right, so next week, just to to get a little diversion in the path of the WWE pay-per-views, I want to see specifically how you react to seeing the competition. And as I mentioned, Ted Turner has recently purchased Jim Crockett Promotions and has rebranded it as World Championship Wrestling. So this will now be their first ever Starrcade event under the WCW banner, and it happens in Norfolk, Virginia, at the Norfolk Scope. And it features a main event of Lex Luger challenging Ric Flair for
Lex
the World
Luger.
Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
Yes, and also we have. I'm gonna give you the synopsis here because we have. Let's see. We have the Road Warriors against Sting and Dusty Rhodes for the
Yo,
NWA World
what?
Tag Team
Oh, this is about
Championship.
to be
Yep.
awesome.
And are you ready to hear this one? Barry Windham against Bam Bam Bigelow for the United States Championship.
Wow, Bam Bam jumped that fast.
That fast. And then also we have Mike Rotunda against Rick Steiner for the NWA World Television Championship. I think that's only like 4 matches I might have said, but this is a 7-match card.
We haven't seen the
There's one
rotundas in a minute, so.
there's one more person that's on this card that you are aware of, and I just want it to be a surprise for you, and I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
But I promise you're not going to be disappointed. But let me go ahead and tell you that it's not Ricky Steamboat. He comes in '89.
Okay,
But I
so
do
he
promise
just
you that I'm going to give you Ricky Steamboat very soon, Landon. I promise you.
okay.
I just need you to trust me.
So, let me see. It's called Starcade, right? Okay, got it. So yeah, it's
Arcade '88, and it's called True Grit.
Gotcha. So it's season 6 on Starcade on Peacock. Just so you
How
have
long
it.
is it?
3 hours.
I was about to say it might be a little lengthy because it is their signature event, but it's going to be 3 hours of a different type of
I
presentation.
mean, we get to see Sting wrestle 3 months ago, so this is about to be awesome.
And dude, I'm telling you, Ric Flair in this time period, something else, dude.
I don't think I've ever seen young Rick, so I'm excited for that too.
I mean, I don't know how old he is at 88, but I don't know how young he is at 88, but
And what
but
what month did this happen? I'm sorry.
December.
Oh, so yeah, exactly a month after.
This
So that's good.
happened December 26th,
Oh,
the
so
day after Christmas.
28 days later.
Like, oh shit.
That's
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for Survivor Series. We will see you for Starcade 88.